Perfect. 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 Into this talk with my man,
Doing her thing.
SB 1987.
Are you serious?
Definitely happy to have him here with me right now. We were supposed to do this a couple of weeks ago, but life happened. But he's here right now. So my guy, SB, how you feeling, my man?
I'm feeling good, bro. How you doing?
I'm living the dream. I'm wonderful.
That's
I
what's
got
up.
we got good people here in the chat. I'm alive, healthy, and just want to thank you really much for coming on here. And I remember we were supposed to do this a couple of weeks ago, and
hmm
life happened, but you were able to work with my schedule, and greatly appreciate that, my man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. So, for those of you who don't know who this man is, this is SB 1987. I met him, I want to say, about 5 or 6 months ago. A lot of us met on Twitter, and I think it was one day you came into my stream. I was playing Final Fantasy, I believe.
Yeah,
Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
actually, yeah, I actually met you through Queen Shar, actually, because there was an interview that you were doing and I missed it, I believe. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just hang around. I was like, and I kept seeing your posts on Twitter. I kept seeing it, and you were recommended, and I was like, all right, who is this guy? I was like, who is this guy? I was like, okay, let me go ahead and check this guy out. And I hung out. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get to know this guy. I was like, man, look, he's another black content creator. I was like, let me go ahead. I need to get to know him. So that was it.
That's what's up, man. And no regrets on my end too. You definitely are, one of the realists out here, which is why, I asked you to come on here. For those of you who have never been to a podcast before, this is Le Experience, where I use my platform to give recognition and respect to other content creators that are on this platform. Because, I'm pretty sure you understand, SB, that live streaming is cutthroat. And a lot of people just think
Right.
about themselves, you know what I'm saying? And, you taking my viewers, or you don't support me, yada, yada, yada. Why don't we just help each other and support each other? And that's why we're here right now.
Mm-hmm. 100.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and hop right into this, y'all. So let's do a little bit of an intro. SB, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What got you into streaming, and why don't you select Twitch as your platform?
Ooh, what got me into streaming? It was a day where I was sitting here playing the game. Me and my son was playing the game. He was like, kept talking about Corey Kenshin, Corey Kenshin. It's like, you should do it. And I was like, you should do it. And he was like, all right, I want to be famous. I want to be, YouTube, blah, 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 all of that. And I was like, okay, we're gonna start off on Twitch. So I made an account, and when I made the account, we went live on PlayStation. And it was just a PlayStation camera, basic and whatever. And he was playing Fortnite, and he was like, he kept looking at the camera. You know how like we always look at the views, and we're like, if our views aren't there, we kind of get like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to stream. So
Right.
that's how he was. He didn't want to stream because he's like, nobody's coming or whatever. So I was like, all right, put the account away. We waited. I waited. And then I was like, okay, at the point, I was like, I'm going to go live. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to play Call of Duty. I'm going to go live. So I did it. And I was like, I'm going to show you how to do it. I said, just watch me grow. And he was like, you ain't going to do nothing and all that type of stuff. So then finally, I started growing and I kept showing my progress, from like 3 followers to 100 followers. And then, all the way to partner. Still to this day, my son's like, you ain't nobody. You ain't no Corey Kenshin. And I'm like,
I feel that.
"Wh-" so that's what got me into streaming, man. Twitch platform versus YouTube platform. It's just much more easier to me, honestly. Everybody said Twitch, and I was like, okay. I had a YouTube channel, and I was like, I posted a few clips. And I was like, I didn't know anything about it. I was like, okay, everybody gonna watch me drop nukes on Call of Duty. So I was like, all right, let me post these clips, get 100 plus kills. Nobody came. I'm like, what is it? So I had
Right.
to do research and try to figure out what is it, that actually makes you grow, to get your name out there. So that's me.
Oh, well, we know that for sure, Mister Get That Growth. That's a very interesting story. How you started streaming for the sake of your
Hmm.
son, because that reminds me of Queen Sharp in the chat. That reminds me of why she started streaming too. Her son wanted to start streaming, and he was kind of shy and didn't really want to do it. And she's like, "Give me that controller. Let me show you how it's done." And then, lo and behold, she would still be doing it. Like,
She's still doing it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So, how long have you been streaming?
probably like a year and 4 months. A year and 4 months, maybe.
Wow, really? Dude, I
Is it
could
a
have
year?
swore
Yeah,
I
it's
could have
got
swore you were like maybe 3 years deep at least.
April, April last year, man, which is crazy.
Wow. So you saw just a lot of success within. I would consider that to be like a short time period.
Yeah, honestly, it was like, look, honestly, I'm an impatient person, and I felt like the first 2 months was a whole bunch of like trying to figure out Twitch. I was, getting the routine of people and starting to notice people. So it's like, who's the big guy? Who's not the big guy? Who's this and who likes that? So I was one of those people who sat in the background and would just watch other people. But I would speak, but I would listen at the same time. So I'm trying to grow and see what's right and what's wrong on the Twitch platform. So that was basically what I did, and then I used all of that and then just brought myself to the table.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I spent a whole lot of years just watching Twitch, just being a spectator with no expectations of streaming whatsoever. Like I spent a lot of time watching like Street Fighter streamers because I'm a
Hmm.
huge fighting game fan, and I would just sit. I don't know if you can see it or not. You probably can't, but I have a big TV right here that I would just
Yeah.
literally sit there and watch just streamers. So I couldn't even really comment. So I was just watching, and it never even crossed my mind until like the end of 2020 to try to stream, because I guess that was around the time everything was going down, and
Yeah.
COVID was taking over the world, and people
Hmm.
were losing their jobs, and we all had a lot more time on our hands, I'd say. So that's why I was
Hmm.
like, "Man, let me jump in this game and see what this is all about," because I like to talk, I love to play video games,
Hmm.
but I don't know. You tell me if you can relate. My perspective as far as what Twitch
Uh-huh.
was basically just playing video games, and that's it. Is that what you thought too?
Oh man, that's what I honestly thought it was as well. I thought it was just all about video games. And then I started watching other things. I was like, wait, let me explore. Let me see what else is out here. And then I saw that there's a whole nother world of Twitch. And it's like, wait a minute. It's like basically like, okay, you go to a restaurant that's good, and then you go down a little bit and you see a couple of different restaurants. You just want to try them out to see what it is. And you just, it's a whole bunch of things on Twitch. I never even knew that was on here. The whole ASMR, the hot tubs, all of that type of stuff.
Oh man.
It's just, I was appalled about the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I thought this was just video games. I thought it was just us coming on here to play video games, get to know people, and found out it was a whole bunch of other stuff."
Well, apparently it's a whole lot of stuff. As yeah, I think we talked about this yesterday. The thing that's been going viral on Twitter, the whole streamer having sex on stream.
Oh yeah. Oh
Man,
man.
dude.
The funny thing about it is I've heard conversations that she only got banned for 7 days.
Yeah.
And what really sucks is that she only got banned for 7 days. And when she comes back, she's gonna have a money bag, because thousands of people are gonna be clout chasing. They're gonna go to her stream, throw her money just because she went viral off of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's out there doing that, having sex on stream, and we out here being legit. And it's like, we getting banned just for saying, get out my stream. Somebody coming in our stream calling us monkeys and calling us slaves and all that type of stuff,
Yeah.
and we getting banned for it. But what? Because we not bringing in the money. So they look at us like we look, whatever, get off of here. You know what I mean? So they looked at her profile most likely and they said, we can bank off of this. They probably checked and see how many subs she actually get and how much money she's bringing in already. So somebody determined that, hey, we're not gonna keep her off the platform. We're gonna let her get this 7-day ban and see what happens. Now, when she comes back, they're gonna probably see how many people come to her stream and how much money she gonna make off of this. Now, if she's not gonna make money for a month, they most likely probably would just go ahead and ban her for the rest. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's just sad, bro. It's honestly, it's just sad.
Yeah, I wrote a tweet basically saying that this platform is really losing credibility. You know what I'm saying? It's losing credibility, man. I thought it was ridiculous with the whole hot tub thing and some of those streamers got banned. I don't even know if that's even still a thing, but think I think that by what this woman did is probably going to open the door for other people to try to experiment with it and see how far they can get to, which is stupid because I feel like it puts us, real content creators in the corner.
It does. It does. And I honestly think that Twitch is probably going to go in a direction where they're going to have that 18 and older, plus you have to subscribe just to go into that dark room, and they're going to have a whole list of people in there, and they're going to be doing stuff that ain't nobody supposed to be on this platform for. I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going to be next up,
Right.
It's a money grab.
Sadly, it's true. I mean, you got websites for that type of stuff, so I don't.
But wherever there's money to be made, they will put their hand in it. Promise.
Exactly. Welcome on in, Crispy Cosmic. I see you. Journey, let me know if that's better. If the music is too loud, let me know. I can turn it down or I can turn it off, whatever you all prefer. So, SB, let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper. I mean, as deep as you're comfortable with. That's one thing I like to do when I bring people on here, because all too often we just see the streamer. We just see either the person that's talking to the community or the person that's playing the video game. We don't really get to see that individual relaxed. See, you're chilled right now. You're relaxed. I'm the one that's producing this, so the heat's on me and it's off you. And it's not often to see you in that state. So I want to know a little bit about your childhood and the teenage SB.
My childhood. Oh Lord, my childhood. My childhood. I started playing video games at a young age. My first game was Super Mario, and then it was like what it's called, Running Man, where you had the little pad on the Nintendo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
you had that big old pad. You had to lay out on the ground just to run and do the obstacles and stuff like that. It's a old game. But my childhood was like, I was always a loner because my mom, obviously, she had to work all the time. She was a CNA at the time. She had to work 2 jobs. She had to do doubles. And sometimes I had to stay with her at her job and do homework. And, I just had to hang out at the nursing home sometimes with her and stuff. So it was pretty much like me and her. My older sister was like, she was a teenager, so she used to do whatever she wanted to do. Track and field. Yes, it was track and field, that game. But then she bought me my own system. And I think my first system was Super Nintendo. So when that Super Nintendo came out, I had them 2 controllers. I had Super Mario and I had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So when you get on that Turbo, you know how it is, man. You get that Ken around you and you just fight everybody in the neighborhood.
Right.
So, we kept moving, but my mom was like always she kept me in good schools. She kept me out of the hood, honestly, but we lived in the hood a lot of times because it was cheaper or whatever. So, she had to do what she had to do. Let me see what else. I stayed with my grandma sometimes. we lived there for a little bit as well. And like I said, my father, he was never around. He popped up every now and then. He was in jail. He was just, one of those people who he didn't necessarily want to spend time with me. He wanted to try to use me to get back with my mom. Honestly, he did
Mm,
that a lot. So
mm,
he was one of those type of fathers that, come time like my birthday and stuff, I was one of those kids who didn't get gifts at all. I remember one time my mom had to buy a new car. She bought a new car, and for Christmas, the thing that I got was one of those Bibles, but it wasn't necessarily the Bible. It was one of those big books where it was like for kids, where we had, you read. It was one of the books of the Bible, and they all had like different pictures on the front, but it was a
right.
big book, right? So one Christmas I got that from my auntie, and I was so mad because I didn't get anything for Christmas. I threw it on the ground. I was like, I didn't want this or whatever, and I cried and
Mm,
all that type of stuff. And then it made me realize, like, when I was growing up, like, I have to start appreciating things, that's given to me. And think about what my mom had to go through, you know, to get me here to where I'm
yeah.
at today. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my childhood was pretty much me and my older sister. My older sister, she didn't like me at all. She didn't. She still doesn't to this day. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But I was like I said, I was one of those people that was a loner all the time. Like everybody knew me in schools and stuff, but
Right.
I was like one of those people that was just quiet. I was always shy. I didn't talk a lot, but when I had to speak, I would let everybody know who I am and what I had to say, whatever like that. So it's pretty much me in my childhood. Teenage SB, that's a different story. I mean, when you hit a certain age, you start acting up, you start doing stupid stuff. And
Okay.
I used to play basketball. I used to be a basketball player. And I used to be into and one so much.
Oh
When and
yeah.
one came out, man, oh my gosh, that's all I
Hey.
did. Walk around the house. I was practicing all day, every day. Then trying out for the teams and stuff. I made a few basketball teams, but when I got into, you know, senior year, they wanted taller people. So obviously, my mom and my dad is not tall, so they didn't want me on the team or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And I went into other things, played tennis, piano a little bit, that type of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. My uncle actually taught me how to play piano when I was younger. He would always play a Halloween theme song, and he kind of taught me how to play it. And I was like, okay, cool. But over some years, not playing the piano, you tend to lose it. So that whole thing. Then when I grew up, I finally decided what I wanted to do with my life and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, specifically, if you want to ask something specifically, I can tell you. But
Oh no, man. That
yeah,
that's a great like just rundown right there because your upbringing sounds like a whole lot like mine. To be honest with you,
uh huh,
I didn't have like a terrible upbringing. We didn't grow
hmm,
up high class, but we didn't grow up low class. We were like
yeah, it
middle
was right there on
class.
that line.
Yup, right there on that line. Pretty much got everything I wanted. Video games, toys. I was raised by my grandparents,
Hmm.
and much like yourself, didn't talk a whole lot in school. Just kind of stayed to myself, and I think that mentality just kind of kept me out of trouble, so to speak.
Hmm.
So, and the only
Hmm.
time I really got in trouble is if it came to me, and because when you're in school and and you're a little bit too quiet, some kids might try you,
They do. Yeah,
like, "Oh, man, why you don't talk, man, and blah blah blah, thinking you soft. So
man. I used to get that. Oh, he a pretty boy. He too light skinned for us. He a pretty
hey,
boy, and all of that,
yep,
man.
I got that too. I got
All
all of
the
that,
time.
all of that. Never black enough, never black enough.
And I'm like, I live right down the street from y'all. How many years have I lived here next to y'all? And I'm still not good enough for y'all? That's the same thing I went through. Some people just didn't like you just because they felt like everybody else liked you and they just wanted to be that person to not like you. I don't know why. Um, yeah, man, I got into a few fights myself when I was a kid, and it was like it was horrible because after the fight, I kind of felt like, why did we fight? You know, what was
Right.
the point of it? But yeah, so I feel you, man.
Yeah, I can I can count how many fights I've been in. I mean, I've been in like maybe about 7 in my whole life. No fights in adulthood.
No, I don't see why
All
I would fight an
all
adult.
all of them were like in middle school, and they was over the stupidest things. Like, man, well, you stepped on my shoes, or
Uh huh.
you said something that I don't like. But anyway, it is what it is. Um, but my childhood, like I said, was much like yours. I got older. I want to say I started settling down between the ages of about 21 to 25 is when I came across my career, in which is what I'm in right now as well.
Hmm.
And that's when I had my oldest son. What's up, North? I see you, Camp. What's good? What's good? Welcome on in. And this makes for a great precursor to jump right into the same topic of kids. You have children or a child. How many kids you have?
Well, technically, I don't like to tell people
Okay,
my
okay.
business because
Yeah, yeah.
people use that against you no matter what. And
Okay.
plus, being on a platform, I like to keep my children safe, if you
Okay,
know what I'm
okay.
saying. So,
Absolutely.
yes, my son lives with me, but necessarily, I don't tell anybody else about anybody, any other children that I
I
have.
got you.
You get what
I
I'm
got you.
saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, man, whatever you comfortable with. Um, but just the subject of fatherhood, like
Hmm.
how do you think that fatherhood has changed you versus not being a father?
Oh man, it changed a lot actually because raising a child, people don't understand raising a child.
Mm,
Watching them from birth to growing to being up, from looking down at a child and looking up at a child,
yeah,
and just thinking about where you went through in life and at their age states, and you're like, all you want to do is to have them have a better life than what you had. You don't want them to make mistakes and go through the things that you had. You know what I'm saying? When you were a
right.
child or whatever like that. So it's not easy doing it on my own, but it's doable. Um so it's like some things I'm still learning, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm,
when I have to go to doctor's visits and stuff and I have to do this and do that, like stuff that kids are supposed to do, like what
right.
like when that whole thing is like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, what do we need to do? And all that type of situation. Filling out paperwork for school, getting that all situated, and field trips, and all that type of stuff. And then the school wants you to be involved. It's a lot, man. It's a
Oh yeah.
lot. So
Abs- I,
it's
I
it's
I
it
agree.
actually it honestly made me a better person. Because not having something to look at, not having to look after kids, you just look after yourself. And a lot of people don't understand, like, to look after somebody else, and you can't make mistakes because if anything ever happens to you, that reflects off of that person that you're taking care of. So you know, you have to be, I would say, good, at being a parent,
Right.
So definitely made me a better person. So,
That's great. That's great. That's everybody can't really answer like that, because, just because a man has a child doesn't necessarily mean that he's active in that child's life. And they
100%.
don't take responsibility because it definitely takes a huge, huge man, and not necessarily in physical stature, but heart to raise a child, whether it be a boy or whether it be a girl.
Right.
Um, Me, myself, I have three. My
Mhm.
oldest is a sophomore in high school, and I got two little ones. So there's a big age difference between them, and
Mhm.
I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning still to this day by day. Um, that number one, they're all individuals, and
Right.
I can love them equally, but I have to love them their own way
Yep.
because they're
100%.
they're not alike at all. And in order to do that, you have to just pay close attention to them. And I remember what my mom told me when she found out I was having my first child. She was like, son, it's no longer about you anymore. It's about this kid. You know, it's, you got to stop this. It's not you. I'm like, I didn't understand it at first, but now I get it.
Yep.
So much now. So much.
I didn't know what to do, man. Honestly, I was one of those people. I was like, I didn't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? What's gonna happen? You know what I mean? And when the child comes, it's like, it's here. Yeah, now
Right.
you gotta do something. Now it's like you gotta become a man, and you gotta do it fast. And
Facts.
you gotta grow up fast. It ain't no
Mm-hmm.
more running the streets, going out to parties, going out hanging out, going to a club. Ain't none of that or whatever. It's pretty much about you need to be at work
Oh yeah.
Monday morning. You need to go. You need to keep a job. You're gonna have to take care of these bills, take care of these kids. You got to do all of that, diapers, formula, what else? All of that. Kid gets sick, all of that, and it's a lot, man. People don't understand that. I've seen people run away from, you know, oh, you having a child? All right, they move to a different state,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've seen all of that with people, and I'm like, I would never run. You know what I mean?
Right.
From my responsibility. So
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand how a man could just leave that responsibility knowing that, hey, there's a child in, I got a child in California or I got a child in Chicago, and then
yep.
just be okay with that.
hmm
And I'll say it firsthand, like I said, my biological father is in that position.
hmm
I met him when I was 27 years old,
hmm
and that was nearly 10 years ago. And we really don't have much of a relationship, truth be told.
hmm
I get it now. I understand. Just because he's older doesn't mean that he's necessarily, or a person can be older doesn't mean that they're mature,
Right,
we'll say.
100%. I believe
And
that.
I always utilize that as like motivation for me to step up my game in every way that I possibly can for my kids, which is why I work so much, which is why I take on so much responsibility, you
hmm
know. And you're right, man. It's kids don't come with instructions. It's difficult. Like, we're dealing with that right now. One of our kids isn't feeling well now.
hmm
So we're like, okay, I have to switch up things in my day to take care of him. I had to cancel some appointments this morning just to make sure he was okay, you
Yeah.
know. So, but that's just the sacrifice. But I think that as time goes on, and you definitely, I'm sure you could agree, that when them kids are grown, you can look back on it and just be proud, like, wow, like I did
100%.
that. I did
Because
that.
you was there for the whole journey, and a lot of people are not there for the whole journey. They want to be there during the success of the journey, but not necessarily there through the struggles of the journey. And that's the part where, as a society, we need to be doing better. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that as well, and just raising a child and looking at it like getting them to the next step, getting them to the next step. Let's keep stepping up this ladder until it's time for you to get this paper, graduating, and you could go on about your life and you can be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That whole thing. And then like it's crazy because I have family that is don't care. You know, they don't call, check on them, they don't anything or whatever.
Yeah.
They only time they say something is when there's a family event. You know, how's he? He's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And then they want to know everything about you and your business so they can tell everybody, which
Yeah.
I don't get, but that's how family is sometimes. And then it's like when graduation comes around, then everybody's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud you this and you that." And all of that, I'm like, where were you the whole time?
Right.
18 years. You know me longer than 18 years. And y'all didn't do anything. You just say hey and bye, and that was it, you know? But that's life, I guess.
Again, once again, I can Crafty will tell you straight up. We talk about this all the time. Like, me and her come from two different worlds. You know, her family is really close. my family is dysfunctional pretty much.
Mhm.
They'll claim that they want to come together, they'll claim that they love you, but there's very little action behind it. I'm an action person. You gotta show me
Show me better
that
than you
you,
could tell me.
yeah, show me. I mean, I love you. I'm like, okay, but you don't call, you don't check on your grandchildren.
Yeah. I mean,
Birthdays are missed. It's just ridiculous, and it motivates us, like I said about 5 minutes ago, to be better parents. Because my goal in life, believe it or not, is to see my great grandkids and my grandkids, my great grandkids grow up and to just start over, like completely. The family that I've always wanted, I've accepted that I'm gonna have to build that family myself.
build it yourself. Yes, that is 100%. I believe you, and I'm with you with that.
Right? Because you can hope and hope, that your family comes around, but sometimes reality sets in. And it's like, I don't think they're ever gonna change. This is always how it's gonna be. And I get, I don't want to say jealous, but I envy sometimes. I look at other people's families, they so close, and they're together, they're hanging out together, they're going out to dinner together, they're doing everything together, going on vacations together. I'm like, man, I've never been on a vacation with my whole family, like, ever.
Me either.
Never.
I'm in that same boat. Like when I go to the grocery store and stuff like that, when I see people together and stuff like that, I kind of envy that when I see people who are like married, because I always want to be married. I want to be a married man. I don't want to be a single father for the rest of my life. I don't. I want to get married one and done. I want to be there for my wife, our kids, and raise our family together. That whole thing. So I look at other families and I do the same thing, and I'm like, what what is it? What is I'm doing wrong? Like, how do these people get this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like I'm the same way. Like, okay, my family doesn't want to be there sometimes. So I'm like, okay, I get it now. I have to raise my own family and do it myself, because it seems like it's every man for themselves when it comes to family. Um, and that's the crazy part. Unless they need some money. And then it's they're your best friend. When they
Right.
need something from you, then they want to talk to you until they get what they can, and they'll talk to you next month or whatever. That's usually how it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I definitely understand that. Yeah, most definitely. Family is very important to me, and I believe that you have reconstructed that via live streaming. Truthfully,
mhm,
that's the vibe that I get from you. That's the vibe that I get from the certified family.
mhm,
I don't even want to say stream team. I'm gonna just
mhm.
say I'm gonna say family
It's
because
family.
I look at some of you because I still kind of feel like that odd one out, trying to like mingle and trying to get to know people, but
Mhm,
still I feel accepted. Ever since I've been a part of the SB certified family. I'm not gonna say team. I'm just not gonna do it
mhm,
because of the way that you all treat each other, the jokes, the way that you are there when one is down. It's
mhm,
consistent. I've never seen anything like it from any other team. Like, and that's no
mhm.
disrespect to no other team. I'm not trying to say that they don't have their ducks in a row, but this is one of the real ones right here. Like, it's real talk, one of the real ones.
And I
Um,
appreciate that.
White Hammer, welcome on in. Thanks so much for being here. Absolutely, man. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into some streamer talk. I know we we got a little personal, talked about family, which is great, and fatherhood. That's cool
Uh-huh.
too. But I'm pretty sure all of you here are wanting to hear about the streamer stuff, because we're all here streamers for the most part. I think, if there's no streamers in the chat, that's fine. If you all are streamers, we're not. I just want to say we're not all in competition with each other. This platform is huge. I
Right.
think it's a lot bigger than people realize, and we can help each other on this journey as we go about. So,
Mhm,
um, you're a Twitch partner. How
mhm.
how long did it take you to get to that status?
April. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months. 8 months and I was done.
8
I got it.
months.
I got it in November, last year, and then my official first stream was December 1st last year. So
Wow.
8 months.
I know people that have been streaming for 8 months and they still aren't affiliate. So what's the secret sauce? Like what is it about SB that you were able to reach such, I'm gonna just say, the pinnacle of Twitch, because that's what everybody's diving after. We can sit here all day and say, oh, ain't sure to be partner, man. Yes, you whatever. I think that if that opportunity presented itself, I
Everybody
think
will take it.
yes,
hmm
yes. So what what exactly did it take within that short time period for you to reach that status of Twitch partner?
First, like I said before, it was like I was getting to know it for the first 2 months, getting to know the
Right.
process of everything. And I would sit back and just watch everybody, watch the cycle. And I just see everybody copy each other, copy. And I'm like, well, nobody want to, does anybody want to be themselves? Like, everybody
Mm,
is just these robots. Like, they just copy another streamer. And it was like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be real and I want to be myself. And I'm like, okay, let me find these people who
right.
like to, want to grow, honestly want to grow. Because like I said, I got caught up with the whole follow for follow crap. Until I got to 1,000 followers, and I started cleaning up and getting the people who actually do support. And I got all of them together, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start supporting them. And then you know what? I thought about it as well. I was like, the people who support them probably will support me. So I was like, when you go into channels, you say hey, not just to the streamer, but say hey to everybody in the chat. That's how you can become friends with people, get to know
Right.
people. Just
Right.
like that. So I was like, I'm gonna be a friendly person and I'm gonna say hey to everybody, get to know people. And I started going to people's chats and I was just starting to troll them or whatever, and just make them laugh and stuff, make them feel like they loved it. And so after that, just a whole bunch of people just is like they start knowing this is SB, he's funny and then all of this type of stuff. Um and then more people just started coming in. I met Camp. Camp would just sit there in my stream. He'd just sit there like he was a recruiter or something. And he would hang out. He messaged me a few times. He's like, "Hey, yo," he's like, "You a good streamer." He's like, "You are one of the people that I was sitting there stream and just hang out and all of that." So I was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "Okay." And I looked at his stream. I was like, "Who is this guy?" And I was like, "He ain't better than me." Or whatever. So I was like one of those people who I would look at bigger streamers and I'm like,
Right.
I can do that. I can do it and I can do it better. Let me get the audience. So I found a whole bunch of people and then I just found different communities. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get cool with this community, get cool with this community. And I'm finding all these people and finding that they're like mostly intertwined, and then just brought them together and everybody was just like, this is SB, you need to get to know SB. And then my
Right.
numbers went from 20 to 30 to 40 all in a month, and then it just went up to 50. And like I said, it's a whole numbers game. Like you stream less, you get more. If you get more people in your stream, you'll get more out of it. And I didn't
I
stream
agree.
a lot. So um like I said, then Camp was like, "What's your number?" and all of that. So I got his number. We start hanging out. He had his own community. He was hanging out with a whole different people, a whole bunch of different communities that I really don't care too much for.
Right.
Um, and then they would come to his stream and he would shout me out and all of that. And I'll meet new people and I'll pull up on them, see who they are. And then they start coming to my stream, same thing. So it was like, okay, when it was time for me to hit partner, everybody was there. People didn't give up on me. I had some day ones who did give up. They got mad. I rated them multiple times with like 60 plus people and all of that. And I've done so much for people, and they have just, I don't know what it is, but they just said SB ain't ish or whatever, that type of
Mm,
feeling. So, and the
that
sad part about it is your own people, my
hey,
own skin color that hated on me the most. the people who was there for me was, all different types of colors, races. That was in my stream and stuff. So
I love that. I love that. Um, Let me just rewind. What's up, EJ? Welcome on in. I'm gonna rewind a little bit, just kind of unpackage with you everything that you just said. You started going into people's chats and
hmm
talking to everybody. I think that there's a lot of people out here who just they're antisocial. They're on a
yes.
social media platform, but they're freaking antisocial. Like
hmm
they don't know how to dialogue. They don't know how to talk or how to chat with somebody,
hmm
and it makes it almost like awkward, so to speak, to just talk to everybody. But I can see that you just cut through that and you just went ahead and did what it is you did. And you just mentioned that Camp here inboxed you or you inboxed him. It's funny that you mentioned that because you're one of the first people that I came across that encouraged us to go out and to message people, DM people, get to know
hmm
people, etc.
hmm
Zoo, what's good? Welcome on in. I saw a tweet the other day from a particular streamer. I'm not gonna say
hmm
the name, but they were involved in a thread, and I saw a comment about that streamer saying, "quote She does weird stuff. She's always inboxing people." And then she replied back like, "Well, how the heck else am I supposed to network? Like, it's not weird.
I
You
saw that too.
just, you just, okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Like,
hmm
it's not weird. You just don't know how to network, or
Exactly.
whatever system in which you're utilizing is broken because you can keep doing what it is you're doing and not growing, or you could do something that makes you uncomfortable. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe people are just uncomfortable with
I
inboxing
I
each
think what it
other.
is, a lot of people nowadays with social media, so many people are so of text, text, text,
Yep.
and it's like they're just sitting behind it, and they just want to respond through just the text. Nobody wants to actually talk and interact with people. It's just like just the internet and just social media is killed that whole vibe of people actually talking to each other and having conversations. So of course the other person is going to find it weird because they don't do it, and they feel like nobody else does it. But in reality, people still do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think most people know that if you speak more, you're gonna grow more. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know how to communicate with people, you're definitely gonna be one of those people that's gonna grow more than the people who just sit there and don't speak.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it. But I mean, it's weird that the guy said you're weird about it because she's networking. She told the truth. How else is she supposed to communicate with you and get to know you?
Right.
If you don't, if, so how is that weird if somebody's trying to inbox and they're trying to grow their channel? That's like, I mean, how is it weird if the lawn man can't knock on everybody's door and be like, hey, I'm the lawn service and give you this, I wanted to, try to get your business.
Right.
Is that weird?
No, it's not weird. It's human interaction. That's what it is.
So I guess people just like it's more easier for somebody to knock on the door. I mean, honestly, it's probably harder, but for them to actually say, hey, I do lawn service. How much is your lawn service? I can do it for cheaper and I would do it more often, or whatever. So it's like that. I can come support you, and I can come hang out with you and spend more time with you than your friends do, or whatever.
Right.
I'm just trying to network. But, they find it weird, I guess. And that's what makes me feel like they're weird because they don't like human interaction. So,
Right. Yeah, I remember when 2022 hit, like back in January. I told myself that I was going to reduce the amount of text messaging that I do and do more FaceTiming, do more just phone calls, stuff
mhm.
like this, Discord calls. I feel like so much of what we want to say gets lost in translation when we
Yes.
settle for just texting back and forth. I can't hear your voice. I can't see your face. I don't
So you
know,
you
you
don't know
know.
what that person is actually talking about,
Right.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So it is weird that somebody would say, "Hey, it's weird for you to DM somebody," and it obviously it's working for her. It is because
uh-huh,
she's climbing that mountain, and that's all she says she's been doing. It's
uh-huh,
just going into inboxes and getting to know people, which
hmm
ultimately, I'm pretty sure you will agree, that's what brings people to our streams.
hmm
Um, so what would you say is the difference between a partner and an affiliate?
The difference,
Hmm.
honestly, I have a check mark. I have more emotes, and I am priority when I email Twitch. They automatically respond within less than 5 minutes, no matter what. Now, other than that, the pay is the same. There's nothing
Mm,
else. There's headaches, there's drama. People don't like you because you have a partner badge.
right,
Other people flock to you because you have a partner badge. They look at you different because you have a partner badge. You get that status. Oh, it's a partner in my stream, but I was in your stream before. I was a partner. You know what I mean? So it's
right.
like, to you, I'm just a friend. To other people who come in and they see that check mark in your stream and they never see it, they're like, wait a minute, what? Demos got partners in his stream,
Right.
and that type of deal. So it's like, it's not really a big difference. It's just the fact that you get Twitch partner, your priority over everybody else. You get the emotes, and the pay is still the same. You could get on the front page. After 8 months, you can apply, and then after that, 6 months later, you can apply again. Um, Other than that, I don't know what else is the difference. Most people flock towards partners and they throw money at them more. I believe so. Some partners. Um, Other than that, yeah, that's about it, man.
I was watching a YouTube video, excuse me, I think it was yesterday. I think it was titled, why you should not be a variety streamer. And basically, the synopsis was, stick to a particular game. So you can generate an audience from that particular game. So for you, ever since I've been coming to your stream, your
Mhm.
content seems to be more so along the lines of educating other streamers, as far as how to grow their content more so than gameplay. You do play video games too, obviously.
I do. I do. I
But
can. Yeah. Um. Oh, keep going. Keep going. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Um, so on your way between that 8 month time period of you becoming partner, did you take the advice of some of the higher ups by sticking to a particular niche before you got to that partnership and then just decided to do whatever after you got your check mark?
Well, honestly, what I was doing, when I first started, I was playing the game, and then people start coming in, and I just like, I'd rather talk to people than play the game. I can't focus on both. And I had
Right.
friends who used to get mad at me because like, oh, he's streaming, he's talking to other people in his chat. I'm like, hey, all right, I'll catch y'all later. And I got off the game sometimes, in some game, and then I'll just start playing one player game, and then I will try to start the game, but I will just talk through 2 hours of streaming. Because the chat, when I had like 20 people in there, it would still move. They'll still sit here and talk, talk, talk. But at that time, I didn't give advice. I was giving, jokes a lot. We were just talking about anything. I mean, I'm one of those type of people. I can give you advice on anything. We can have a conversation about just about anything, and we can talk for hours just on that subject. But I do stick to giving people advice on Twitch because this is all the stuff I see out here is a whole bunch of crap, and these people are being misled by a whole bunch of crap. Um, so I'm trying to save people before they get themselves stuck into all of that crap. So, but I did stick to this. I always stuck to this, that half of the stream I will play the game and the other half I would talk. So now it's reverse. I'm talking half of the stream and then I'm playing the video game towards the end. And some days I just don't feel like playing the game. So I'll just
Mm,
cut the stream short or whatever, and we'll just sneak raid people and do that type of stuff.
gotcha. Gotcha.
But listening to somebody else tell me something, if I would have listened to a lot of people when I was growing, I would not be Twitch partner. Um, because a lot of people was like, why don't you, delete your Discord? We can just do this together. Why don't you do this? Hey, do you want to become a part of this group? We all support each other. Maybe you should join us. All of this, and I got a whole bunch of other people was like, you should do this for your stream. Why don't you just do this? Just play the game during your stream. Why don't you do that? You don't have to talk or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna just do me. If I would have listened to all these other people, I don't know if I would have been Twitch partner.
Right.
So
You're right. All advice is not good advice. And we got Sassy and Peach here says, what do you do if you get burnt out on that one game? Like, are you forced to keep playing that game for the sake of keeping your audience? Because I've seen that happen too. There's a Twitch partner that I know who plays he was playing a particular title and then decided he wanted to switch. And I noticed that his numbers started declining. And I was thinking like maybe it's because he has lost that audience that he built up from that previous game. Which is why Go ahead.
I would definitely say stick to your variety. Whatever you do best, continue to do it. Don't let anybody tell you what you should and should not do. And you could take any advice. You could take whatever advice you want, but not all advice is good advice, like D Muscle said. I would say play all different types of games. See what fits you the best, because I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see the same video game 365 days a year. I don't want to see you play the same game. I would get tired of it. I would get bored of it, and I just don't get it. I can't play football, Madden the whole year. I just can't play that one game all year and think that people are just gonna come to my stream to watch me play football all year. So
I know I would get tired of that too.
that,
Like, play
yeah,
something
and it's
else.
like, oh, you playing football again? Like,
Right.
you still playing that game? Okay. When you beat the game, then what? I mean, what, you
Right.
gonna play the game? You gonna beat it again the next day? Because most people who stream, they stream for like 4 to 5 hours, and you could beat
Uh-huh.
a game within that time frame. You gonna play the same game and do it over again? You gonna play it on what? Easy mode, medium, hard, and then at the end of the week you're done. And then you what? Trophy hunt, and then what's next? Then you're gonna mod the game. I mean, I couldn't do it. Continues like, okay, I would stick with honestly, look, I would play variety games. Play whatever you like, honestly. I mean, if whatever works for you, I would say do it. Whatever works for you.
Nice. Peaches, thank you so much for that sub, that Prime Gaming sub. Those Prime subs definitely are special. You can only spend that on one individual. I appreciate you for spending that on me this month. I won't let you down. I promise. Much like yourself, I do spend a whole lot of time talking to the community before I start streaming as well.
Mhm.
And there were time periods, I was giving my own advice to help individuals, grow their streams.
Mhm.
And I always like to ask people who have a higher status than I do, like yourself, what are some of the biggest problems that people have that keep them from growing?
Biggest problems. They don't listen. I said this before. A lot of people don't listen, and they skip steps of how to grow. There's a guy that's on right now. He's doing a 24-hour stream. Now a lot of y'all might know him. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. But when he first came into the community, his name is Jersey. He's a real cool guy. Became one of my friends. Get to know his family, all that type of stuff. But he when he first came in, because I tell people all the time, we are not a follow for follow community. Now, just because you come into the Discord, you say hey to everybody, people, it takes time for people to get to know you. So, and I say, if you complain and you say something about complaining about a community, that is not going to make people want to come. So me and Jersey had a few conversations. It took him a minute. I said, hey, just give it a month. And after that month, because the first 2 weeks, you're like, okay, look, everybody's gonna join me. They're gonna come to my stream and all that. So he asked, could I join the stream team? And I explained to him, hey, the stream team is about this. You got to get to know these people. He said, I pulled up on these people, but I said, wait, you're not in my stream team yet. I said, you're just pulling up on people, but that's not the stream team. So I gave him the invite to the stream team. He joined. And after that, I told him, say, hey, start hitting these people on here. I start whispering, say, hey, come hang out with this crew. I kind of feel like this is your crew. Start hanging out with people. Jersey, I will tell you no lie. Jersey was sitting on 1 to 2 people when I first met him. Right now, he has 21 in his chat right now. And he keeps like at least 10, 15 people in his chat all the time now. So, and he's happy. He sent me a long message and he was like, hey, I appreciate you, man. I thank you so much for keeping me around and and putting up with my stuff. I was sorry, I apologize and all that. My whole point is that people, like I said, they don't listen. They just believe that okay, they're gonna take the advice, but they put it in their own way and they don't listen to everything that I say. That it's not guaranteed that you're gonna grow super fast. You need to take the time and people need to get to know you and have patience. Patience is one thing I need to work on myself, but everybody needs to work on that as well. Patience, and it will come. Trippy is another one. Let me tell you this. I told Trippy today. Between me and him, we had a conversation a few days ago. And I told him because he said, I haven't been around and this and that, and I couldn't be because his PC, he couldn't be around his apartment at the time, his
Right.
place.
Yeah.
So I was like, Trippy, you're gonna be surprised because you made friends, you made connections. I said you're gonna be surprised when you go live how many people's gonna come to your stream. I said I could see 50 plus people automatically gonna be in your stream. Trippy went live 20 minutes in, he had 50, 60 people in his stream. And I texted him, I said, I told you. He's like, wow, and all of that. So I was like, people have to have patience and they have to understand that believe in yourself that, these people are still gonna be your friends, they're gonna be there for you, regardless. So
Right. And
that's what I see. Mhm.
that's a great point. That's a really good point. Taking the time to get to know these individuals, which
Mhm.
is not something that we all can do overnight.
Mhm.
Like me and you have been going back and forth for most of this year, I'd
Mhm.
say. And here we are right now, getting to this point. And this is because of the investment of the messages, the
Mhm.
Twitter comments, and like so. And the same could be said
Mhm.
for people like Bearded Legend here in the chat, who I've known for darn near a year. We text every single day. He came and
Mhm.
paid me and my wife a visit last weekend, and
What Mhm.
that was the first time we had ever met, but it felt like we had known each other forever because of that connection that we built on Twitch and everywhere else. So
Right.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. So, and a lot of people do like to skip those steps of connecting. Like, hey, I'm in the Discord. Hey, I'm on the stream team. Come to my stream. And like you say, we don't know you like that yet. Give us some time.
100%, man. We're like, we don't know you. Like, who are you? Like, I
Right.
might know you,
Yeah.
but everybody else don't know you. We might
Right.
have conversations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that my conversation with you is related to everybody else. That they have
Yeah.
telepathic, powers that they know
Right.
exactly. Like, hey, SB is here. Let's go hang out with this person and this and that. And blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So
Facts. And you got to open your mouth, folks. You got to talk. That's how we get to know people. None of that antisocial stuff.
that part.
Uh, So let's use a hypothetical situation. Let's say we got a streamer who has been networking for like, I don't know, maybe a month or two,
Uh-huh.
but they still don't see that increase of growth. Like,
Mhm.
would you say it's a networking issue, or is it something else?
Then that comes to the point where what are you doing in your stream that you're not getting people to come to your stream? Are you streaming while everybody else is streaming? Or, did you try to change your schedule up? Did you change your name recently? Like, what is it? I tell people a lot of times, keep the same title for like a month. If you just starting out and you just you trying to get to know people. keep the same title. So that way, when people are scrolling through trying to get to know somebody, they know that title. They know you by your title because a lot of times people will look at you and they forget you even exist sometime. And then again, sometimes like when they're on their stream, what are they doing? If you're just sitting there and you're like, I don't know what to do, or if you have a stream that lags a lot, like
Mm,
drop frames and everything, people can't just sit there and watch drop frames. You have to get something in order for people to come hang out with you. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
production.
So, and again, not everybody's for everybody. So you got to understand they might come to your stream once, but then they're like, I don't necessarily like this, whatever. Then you got to continue to network. You got to find people who's gonna like you. So I will say you can't give up so easily. 2 months, and most people have been streaming for like 3 or 4 years, and then they give up on 2 months of networking. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like, what were
right.
you doing before that got you to where you are? And I mean, you're not growing from that, so you're gonna leave networking and go do what you used to do. You know? So I get that from some people.
Yeah, I mean, I've known. I got somebody in my head right now. I'm thinking about that has been streaming probably about as long as I have, like a year and a half, and constantly has two people in his stream, and I'm like, I really don't know what the issue is, truthfully, but I think it probably stems back to what you just said. If it's not a networking issue, it's got to be possibly a production issue or whatnot.
Hmm.
Some streamers prefer to not have a camera. Some
Hmm.
prefer to. I personally feel that a camera translates over better with identifying with the streamer. I mean, this ain't nothing
Yes.
against people who don't have a camera, but I just feel like it's
Hmm.
one of those things that can give you that extra percentage of getting people to come to your stream.
Hmm. And I honestly believe there's another issue where, like, you can say, "Hey, I want a network and a stream," and you can be like, okay. Sometimes what people say can be empty words. They can say, "Hey, I want a network," but we've already taught you how to network. All you have to do is simply whisper people, or whatever, and get to know them. But it all depends on what you say to that person. You can say, "Hey, I followed you. Can you get me your schedule?" You can say that, or you could say, "Hey, I love to get to know you. I see you in this stream all the time. What's your schedule? I want to come check you out."
Right.
It depends on what you say to people. You could tell from a copy and paste versus a genuine message as well. So that might be an issue as well with some people.
Yeah, I see a lot of the copy and paste stuff, like a whole lot. Okay,
Hmm.
so before I go any further here, I just want to thank everybody that's here right now. I see a lot of people from my community and certified as well. We all one big family at the end of the day. Um, Definitely appreciate the support. Appreciate all of the comments. I see all of the comments. I see it. And I love the fact that you all are talking to each other. That is what it's about. That's what it's about right there, networking, getting to know each other. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, just follow this person just because, if you feeling them, if you vibing with them, then go right ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic of support.
Hmm.
Oh, I was teetering the fence as far as whether or not I wanted to bring this up. I mean, what the heck? Why not? There's a particular person in which you've had to deal with, and some other partners have had to deal with. That
Hmm.
is on Twitter, who's also a Twitch partner,
Hmm.
who has basically made it his mission to destroy discords and teams and whatnot
Hmm.
that talk about supporting.
Hmm.
Um, I know that at one point that you didn't. I don't think you gave it that much attention.
I don't, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't, because I look at people and I keep moving past them because I'm looking forward in my life, and I'm like, you still way back there. I'm
right.
like, just get on my level, or whatever. Then you could talk to me. But other
Facts.
than that, I look at people like, you could do what you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but I still get more people to come that like me than versus that hate me. So,
Right.
so
Sassy
But
says that guy.
but yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Okay, so where did you come up with this idea of sneak rating?
Sneak rating?
Hmm.
Oh man, I've seen that. I've seen it before. Long time ago. I've seen somebody do it, and I was like, okay, this is a cool thing. Now, when I was going for partner, I had to stop sneak rating people because I was like, hey, let's pull up on somebody. Y'all want to, go hang out with some streamers that
Right,
I like. I was like, y'all come check out these people. Let's go say hey. And people just love it, pulling up on other people and showing them love. And, because I hate to see some of my friends not winning sometime. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I don't have time to hang out with you, in your stream today because I'm streaming. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and sneak raid. We're gonna pull up on you and put a smile on your face and try to, hang out with you a little bit or whatever. See what you about. So other than that, I came up with it as well because I wanted to sneak raid random people and I wanted to show people, hey, networking is not hard. Let's go try to find some people that we can network with. And we found Bankai just like that. We found him randomly and Measureless as well. I'm pretty sure you know both of them.
yeah,
Found both of them through Bankai found him through Expand and we sneak rated him through that. Measureless, I was playing Call of Duty and I saw the TTV in his name. And I was like, okay, let's check and see if he's live. He was live and we sneak rated him. He was sitting on one view. The dude can play Call of Duty. He's a real cool guy. And he's out here in the community. He's networking. Both of them been listening and they've been networking and they've been growing their stream. Ever since I met both of them. Cool people. Um, so pretty much sneak raids are good, I think. They are good to find, good people. You can find bad people, but it also always helps like your friends, like to pull up on your friend while they're live and they
right,
didn't even know you were live, or something like that. And then to show them like, hey, all of these people come in and just show them some love. And at the same time, it's like this. It's hard for a lot of people to get to know other people in the community. And it's
yeah.
like sometimes I have to show you who's in the community. And a lot of people are like, I didn't even know about this person. I got a message yesterday that when we rated, did I did I rate I rated did I rate Shar the other day? When I rated her or something like
Yeah,
that.
you did.
Okay, when I rated her the other day, one of the ladies sent me a message. And then we rated her. Yeah, I rated yeah. So she said I went to her stream. She said she couldn't follow her. She said, but she's like, she's gonna sub to her channel. Because I guess she has this issue where some people can't follow her and some people can. And she was like, I didn't even know she was, in the community or whatever. She's like, she was like, I love her vibes or
Right.
whatever. So I'm like, she's modding in my channel all the time. And y'all don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just don't see other people the way that, I see everybody in my stream, and all that type of stuff. So
All right. I definitely see some familiar faces in here. Like I said, I see Luna. She's always in your channel.
mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think. Was it her or was it someone else that that redeemed that 90,000 channel
It
point
was her.
redemption? It was
It was her.
her.
It was her and Crystal. Both mods. They both did it.
Oh yes, yes.
Two hoodies.
Peaches as well. What's up, TSG? What's going on, man? Welcome on in. Good to see you. I think that the whole idea of sneak raiding is very unique. I've never seen anybody else do that. And the fact is, you don't have to do that. You don't
Mm-mm.
have to. Like when you stream, that's your time. That's your content. It's supposed to be about you, not
Mhm.
anybody else. But the fact that you're displaying that humility and that selfless attitude, I think that's what draws me even closer to you as a
Mhm.
person. And it shows what your community is about, because the fact of the matter is that there's some toxic communities out here, and sometimes you got to look at who the leader is. But when I look
Mhm.
at this community right here, I look at you because they are a reflection of you. So there's a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that are listening to you and that are applying the principles and having a fun, good time with it as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely love that idea of sneak rating. You sneak rated somebody the other day, and the reaction wasn't what we all expected it to be. You know.
It was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 people that we sneak raid, they were all random people, and they were all people that from people in the community knew. And I was like, just give me somebody who's sitting on 1 or 2 viewers. Give me a name, and I said, message it to me, and we'll sneak raid them because I wanted to show people, hey, these people aren't in our community. We're gonna go hang out and see what they're about. And I tell everybody all the time, before we raid somebody, you make that decision if you want to follow them or not. Give them 2 minutes, 2 minutes of your time, and let's see how each person react. And you can tell. You saw some of them. We all pulled up on them, and they were just sitting there playing the game. They didn't even care too much for it. There was only like 2 people who actually spoke to us. The first guy did speak, and he didn't know what to do. He did a little rap and everything, which was cool. And then the second person, they kept having follower only mode on, and they missing out on blessings, man. And it was like, I don't know what to tell people. These are the people that, some of y'all follow, and stuff like that. So, they all had different vibes and different personalities completely. And that's what I try to tell people when you go out and you're networking. You can tell by looking at somebody and speaking to them if they're a supporter or if they're just all about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Um, that last guy that we did, the voiceover guy, he was the one who I followed, and I actually pulled up on him yesterday, and I believe he came and pulled up on me as well. He said, "Hey, what time you stream SB? Like, I appreciate you sneak rating and everything. Tell me about yourself." Told him a little bit about myself. He said, "Hey, when do you stream? That Eastern?" I was like, he said, "I'll be there." Came to my stream. I was like, okay, you know, just like that. But how did you feel about it, man?
I mean, like I said, kind of going off of what you have said numerous times, we only get so much time to show brand new people what we're all about.
Mm-hmm.
We only get a small window of opportunity to let people know, yo, this is what the vibes are over here. If you're feeling it, follow, chat, stay. Honestly, I think a lot of people, like you said, they miss out on their blessings, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are shy, some people don't know how to handle it, but at the same time, everyone claims that they want to grow. So here's that golden opportunity
Exactly.
right in front of you, which you should have been preparing for the entire time. I've been rated by 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 people before,
Mm-hmm.
and I in my head I'm like, let's get this. So I stop doing what I'm doing, and I just run my mouth as much as I can, because I know some people are gonna leave, but some people are gonna stay.
Uh-huh.
But I look at it as a golden opportunity for me to meet people and for people to get to know me as well. I'm not gonna sit up here and, like the other day, we saw the guy, I think he was playing Apex or whatever, still in the game.
That
What's
guy.
going on, everybody? I'm like, oh my gosh, put the controller down and talk to these people, because they don't have to be here. They don't have to be here. But the fact is, like I said, I don't know anybody else who does that.
Right.
Who will take their own community. Hey, let's go pull up on Berserker. What's up, Berserker, my man? Thank you for that resub. Hopefully you're well. Or let's go pull up on Killer Man. Let's go pull up on Peaches. Let's go pull up on Saki. You don't have to do these things, but you do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, that says a lot about your character. So, I love the idea. Now, how other people react, that's on them. That's on them.
Because they can't complain about, hey, I can't grow. I wish somebody would raid me, somebody, a partner or something. He had multiple partners in his stream. Multiple. And he had, I don't know, 30 people probably was in his stream throwing up emotes, trying to get him to talk.
Right.
And I was like, and it sucked because I'm like, it's our own people. I'm like, you don't want to win? Go ahead. Get your dub on your Apex. Go ahead. But the next day, where you gonna be at, man? I'm like, you got one opportunity to get all these people to come talk to you, and you decide you want to play the game. And he wondered why. He's like, I don't have any mods. You wonder why you don't have any mods. You don't talk to anybody. You just play the game.
Right.
If you just sit there and just play the game, and when people pull up on you, man, you better take that opportunity and that blessing and go ahead and show them who you are. Because if you don't, when's the next time you're gonna have that chance? We can probably pull up his profile now,
Right.
and he'll probably be sitting on the same views. So
I often say that I don't think that being a gamer and a streamer are the same thing. I don't. I think that by definition, and anybody in chat, if you want to go ahead and why don't you do that in the chat? Write down what you feel like the difference is between a gamer and a streamer. Now, to me, a gamer is just somebody that's locked in, that's just trying to get the mission done and beat the game. A
Yeah.
streamer is somebody that is essentially an entertainer.
Yeah, I agree, man.
We're an entertainer, and if a part of entertaining is retaining the attention of the people that come to visit us, you can't complain about nobody coming to see you if you're not doing anything for them to, for you to
They
glue them to
come-
those seats.
100%.
So, I mean, hey, yeah, right, Saki, a streamer is an entertainer. And that's you too. You are an entertainer, Saki. Whether you want to admit it or not, you're an entertainer. Yo, what's up, Hawkeye? Welcome on in with that raid. I appreciate you. Look at this. This is the family right here. This is the family coming on in with the raid. What's good, everybody? Hawkeye, how was your stream, my man? I appreciate you for the raid. For those of you who don't know who I am, for those of you who don't know who I am, I want to say Initial D so badly, but I'm not Initial D anymore. I'm D Muscle TV, which is who I am in real life, by the way. D Muscle, variety streamer. Right now, we're having a Lit Experience podcast. Special guest, my man SB, 1987 is in the house, and essentially, we're up here talking about the subject of networking right now. So, for those of you out there who may be streamers, you definitely want to, get a notebook and a pen and just chill and just take in this knowledge that we're kicking at you, mostly coming from SB here. Dre Diesel, thank you for that follow. And Hawkeye, I really appreciate you for the raid, my man. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and move on here. Let's move on. So, I know people who have like very expensive equipment, very expensive equipment, right? I'm talking like 3080 graphics card, Ryzen 9 processor, a SM7B mic, freaking mirrorless camera, but yet they barely are pulling in 10 viewers, right? On the flip side, I know people who didn't even have a camera. Hint, hint, Queen Char, when she started streaming off that PlayStation 5, no camera, had about a good 20 plus people on her stream, and then she got a cam, and then that basically doubled. Obviously. So my question to you is, how important is equipment when it comes to a growing channel? Thank you for that follow, K-Monster.
When you first start off, you don't need all of that. You just need communication skills. I honestly believe that, because I still see friends who just stream off their PlayStation 4, and I still have a PlayStation 4, and I have a PC. I have that graphics card, and I have that I have that processor that you said, that Ryzen 9, and all of that. But I don't use the PC like that. I don't play the games off of it. I still use my PlayStation 4.
Nice.
But I still know people who use a PlayStation 4 and they still pull like 30, 40 people in their stream or whatever. It's just from them going out, hanging out, networking and all of that. Now I do see your point where people have all of that nice equipment and they're still pulling in less than 10 views. That equipment can't save you. Just because it makes you look maybe a little bit good on camera does not mean that your personality changes. People don't know
Right.
you and all of that. People actually come for your personality more than your gaming skills.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't realize that if you are like you said, a gamer, go try out for these teams. I don't know why they believe that just because they're going to stream their game and excuse me, play Call of Duty all the time and think that their dubs is going to get them to, front page and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
They fail to realize that Nick Merckx applied for the team, and all that. He got on the team and he was on the team before he got all this Twitch fame and all that type of stuff. So I don't know. People don't understand that it's really their personality. Like I can go to a store that's like super expensive, got all this good stuff, somebody greet me at the door, all of that, floors of wax and everything. But when I go to the register and that person had that stank attitude, I can just walk out the store with
Okay.
nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I get
that's
it.
that's how I see it. And I could go to a mom and pops who don't have anything. You gotta open the door and it screech, and they can have the best food in the world. You know what I'm saying? And the
Right.
best vibes. So people don't understand that. So
I do that's it right there, folks. You don't have to have flashy equipment. I mean, your audio can sound like you're in like a warehouse, echo, and you can have like a camera with that's like 720p or less. You don't have to have 4K as long as you
mhm.
are being yourself. It goes back to what we talked about 30 minutes ago about human interaction, talking to people, giving them your attention, asking them how their day was, getting personable. These are all of the things in which I've been doing since I've been streaming. Like there's things I know about people and they only told me one time in their stream. Like I'll ask them like, yo, how's that issue going that you were going through last month? And they'll remember, wow, he remembered that issue that I was going through. That's personable right there. You don't have to have all that fancy stuff. Prime example is one of my moderators here, Saki. She's been rocking with me strong, consistently for well over a year and about 4 months. That's my ace right there. And she has this expensive PC, and I don't know why you do this, but you choose to play the oldest of the oldest games. She's playing games like Final Fight. She's playing games like
The retro games.
yeah, the retro. She's basically converted to being a retro streamer when she doesn't have to be, but she knows how to work her
Uh-huh.
her chat. She knows how to work her community, and etc. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to have all of that stuff, folks. I probably am not going to be upgrading anything until maybe like the end of the year, and that's a maybe. I don't really think I have to.
You don't.
Mm-mm.
I was gonna buy
So,
that mic.
oh yeah,
That
hey,
mic
go
that you
ahead,
had.
go
I was gonna
ahead.
buy it, but I ended up getting this one instead because I just didn't like the what was it? It was something. I think it might have been out of stock the day, and or they said it was gonna come in like a week or two, and I needed this one like ASAP. So Amazon said this was gonna be coming in the next day. So yeah, I think
Right.
that was the reason, something like that. But I do like that mic though, man.
Yeah, I've had this one since about last October, so it's creeping up on a year. I think the next upgrade I'm looking into is probably a Sony ZV-1, like just another camera,
Mm.
and I wouldn't do that if I didn't feel like my content wasn't where it wants, where it needs to be. All of
Mhm.
that extra stuff just complements the already good content. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, um, what advice would you give a streamer to maintain and increase their viewership?
Ooh, that one is a tough one because I can't even, you know, I'm thankful for my viewership that I have now, but at some point, I don't know if it will last forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's you're either gonna grow, continue to grow, or you're gonna go back down. But to maintain, you got another read.
Oh, old man Bourbon. What's up, my man? Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna tell y'all about my man, old man Bourbon. Old man Birdman, what's good? Welcome on in. Bianca Bites. Hey, what is this? So good to see you. So, old man Bourbon here is one of the day ones. When I first started streaming, I met him the beginning of 2021. Him and his partner here, Bianca Bites. I remember a situation that I had. I was doing an IRL stream. I was in the gym and something was bothering me. I was really upset about something. And old man Bourbon took some time to just talk to me and to just calm me down and stuff like that. And I never forgot that. That's one of those things in which, he didn't have to do, but he did. And definitely appreciate you for that. I don't even know if you remember that, old man Bourbon. That was a really, really long time ago. When my numbers were pretty low. But nonetheless, I definitely appreciate you for coming on by. How was your stream, old man Bourbon? Bianca Bites, how are you doing today? So lovely to see you as well. Just to kind of give you all up to speed, we are having a podcast, Le Experience, with my man SB1987, Twitch partner, who is giving us all of the jewels, all of the gems and the diamonds in which we need to apply to become better streamers. I mean, who doesn't want to grow? But yeah, man. Okay, so I guess we'll kind of have to start that question over again when you said that you were grateful for your viewership.
Yeah, the viewership, man, to continue to have a viewership, man, it's like you just have to keep up with times and just got to give something, every once in a while if you can, give them something, give your community something to keep them around and appreciate you more. You know what I'm saying? Do a
Yeah,
community event or something. Just do something fun with the whole community that they will enjoy and that, you know, you can probably do once a month or something, and just
right.
try to give back to them. Because a lot of people they take, and they never give. You know what I'm saying? So that would make people become like all time viewers to you. You know what I'm saying? Every time you go live, there's gonna be that person is gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be there for you because you're cool people. You real good people, stuff like that." To gain more people, honestly, I believe you gotta. It's up to the community. The communities, the people who are gonna talk about you and say, "Hey, this is a person you need to go hang out with. You need to go see them. They got some good stuff." You
Right.
know, or whatever, that type of deal. But I think people just need to continuously evolve and try different things with their content and stuff. And whatever you can do, just add a little bit of something to it, that's doable every month, I would say, or, um, every chance that you get.
Right. Right. I agree. It is a tough question. It really is, because there's really no clear cut answer other than I would say consistency,
Yes.
perhaps consistency when it comes to networking, consistency when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to supporting, and just consistency with your own content as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what are some things that you love and hate about Twitch, or dislike
Oh
about
man.
Twitch?
The thing that I love about Twitch is you guys, the people that I've met on here. Honestly. Um, I've met some amazing people. I'll be honest with you. I've met um, you know, I never would have thought that I would meet you guys on Twitch, my actual what I would call my actual family. Because like I said, I tell people all the time, like you have a real family and then you have your Twitch family, but who actually
Yes.
supports you more, who knows you more. And I say my Twitch family knows me more than my real family. I can sit there all day and send them screenshots of, hey, I'm going live, all of that and everything, and they won't ask a question about how you doing on Twitch,
Yeah.
how's it going,
Right.
and all of that type of stuff. Everybody here usually will message me in the morning and say, "Hey, SB, how you doing? I just want to check on you." In the Discord, or some people message me before anybody in my family will ever even message me or whatever. So, that's a good thing. Like I said, and I met this one amazing person, which I won't name, but
Mhm.
man, look, like I said, it's a life changing experience. Whatever. If I would have never came on Twitch, you know, who knows where I would have been, in my life.
Before you
Um,
continue, I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to ask the chat a question to see if everyone feels the same way. Now, does everybody out there feel like that? Like, do you feel like you connect more with people on Twitch versus actual family? Because if you do, like, I want to know. We want to know because there was a particular streamer that that I know who said you can't make friends on Twitch, and he ended up making friends on Twitch, and he took that back. He's like, I was wrong. I'm like, yeah, you really can, and you can consider them to be, family too. Yeah, man. So okay, go ahead, my man. What are some things you dislike about this platform?
I dislike the fact that people don't like you because of the fact of your growth. I
Mm,
hate the fact
yeah,
that Twitch itself, uh, doesn't necessarily cater to black people, at all.
right. Yeah,
So I hate the fact that how my people honestly are being treated on a platform that we spend a lot of money on it or whatever.
yes, we do.
So I hate that as well, and I hate the fact that I'm a Twitch partner, and it's like the whole what is it called, ambassador club. Like, I looked at them and I'm like, who chose them? Whatever. How I can't even contact them at all to try to apply. And it's like you can message Twitch, but they say no, they will contact you. They find you. And I'm like, how are they supposed to find me if, you know, ha- that's my question. Like with networking, same thing. How are they supposed to find you? If you don't say hey to them or whatever, hey, my name, I'm out here, can't,
Right.
and all of that. So, I don't like that it's like the ambassador program is like it's like a quiet society where they choose whoever they feel like it or whatever. So, and like I said, I looked at a few of these people and I'm like, really? This is what you guys choose? And I'm like, that whole thing. So those are some things that I just don't like about Twitch or whatever. And again, that whole thing with the 7-day ban with the one girl who just having sex.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
7 days?
7-day ban. She'll be back next week, and she's probably gonna make thousands of dollars, off of this every month now, because she went viral off of something probably was planned, you know. So, and it's funny because it's like, who are the people who are in your stream that's requesting you to get banned? You know what I'm saying, and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, most people who come to your stream is probably people who really like you and stuff. You usually don't. Like nowadays, you don't get random people that come in and say, "Hey, call you a monkey" or something like that. You don't get
Mm,
that or whatever.
right.
We
Yeah.
used to. You get that around political times,
Yeah.
stuff like that when it's time to vote and all that type of deal.
Right.
But so it's like, who did who reported her? And how did the video get out? So it's kind of like
I feel like it was
seemed like
planned,
it's
to be
like
honest.
it seemed like it was planned, honestly. So,
Yeah.
and she's still around even after the fact, and it's like Twitch, like y'all just keep making these like stupid decisions, honestly. And it's like we're here because okay, we're an affiliate. We can make money off of it. So that's why we're still here.
Yeah.
But if we wasn't making money here, I don't think any of us would still be here. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't make friends and all of that, we probably wouldn't be here. So that's the thing that I hate about Twitch.
Okay. So you brought something up. One of the things in which you hate about Twitch is how hard it is for black content creators, and we're actually going to land the plane with this podcast on this subject because this is a very passionate subject for me and for you. We've talked about this on your channel a couple of months back. It was me, you, and a couple of other streamers as well, and we talked about how difficult it was.
Yeah.
But do you really feel like it's harder for us to grow on Twitch?
I think we are our own worst enemy, honestly. And I think that's part of that. I think that's more 90% of the problem. The other percent of the problem is Twitch itself actually showcasing us as they showcase all the other groups, and everything that they show or whatever. But
Right.
like I said, because we are black and most of us, we just, we just don't know how to act with each other. If you put 10 of us in a room together, somebody gonna argue and somebody gonna fight.
Yeah.
You put 10 Caucasian white people in the room, they gonna figure out how to make money, which is weird. Like, we will sit there and fight each other and argue with each other over who we talk to and what kind of shoes you wear and what kind of clothes you got on and who make more money.
Yeah.
And knowing, and 10, like I said, 10 white folks will sit in a room and they'll figure out how we finna start a business. And the next month they put all their money together and they starting a business. And then they become billionaires. Just like that. Millionaires.
That's true.
Why we can't do it? Why? Because we don't trust each other. We don't, in reality. And it sucks that we can't even trust our own people at all. And it goes back to like slavery days. Like, for me, it goes back to slavery days. Everybody's trying to escape, but it's always that one that's ready to snitch on everybody just because we're trying to better ourselves. And it's always that one that will sit there and snitch on the whole crew just so that they could get their plate of food. We snitch on our own people, and that sucks. We can't even get together and just do something great together. And if we did, with all of these Twitch partners that are black, if we can all just come together, get our communities together, and walk in a straight line, Twitch could change just like that. But like I said, we always have that one ready to destroy all of us all the time. So
Yeah. I everything that you just said, I definitely can resonate with, and I agree that we not even just with Twitch, but just everything in general, we tend to be our own worst enemies. When you see one brother that's successful, it's always gonna be another one that's gonna be kind of salty and hating, instead of asking, hey,
ask them, hey, brother, how did you
see?
succeed?
Right. Yes. Put me on. Tell me the blueprint, and so that we can see the progression within the community. But no, we always tend to react negatively and aggressively. And sometimes I think about that often, and I'm like, man, other people be looking on the outside like, yeah, see, this is why you're where you are and we are where we are. And I brought that subject up because, I log on to Twitch every day, just like all of you. I log on to Twitch and I look at the front page, and it's like hardly, if any, African American content creators that are being broadcast. I don't see it. So, I mean, you just said that 90% of the problem is our own people, but the other percentage is Twitch. So if let's just say hypothetically we did come together, do you think that would change how they would display black content creators?
It'll take a lot of us to actually make some noise, actually, because individually they will go to Twitter and say something on Twitter. But if we do it all together and we all did the same thing together, We took a week and say, hey, we not gonna be there for a week. Twitch, make some changes. If we all did it together, they start losing money, they'll make some changes. It all comes down to that money, you know. But they always only do it for a day. They do it, you know. A lot of them, they say, I'll be honest with you. A lot of black people say, you know, a lot of them, they're pretty big on Twitter. They have thousands of followers and all that. They say something, and everybody believes in them, but then their words don't always match up with their actions at all. And I look at a person and I look at them and I go to their Twitch page and hang out with them in Twitch, and I'll just sit there and look at them. They don't seem like they're the same person that they are on Twitter, that they're saying that they're supposed to be. So honestly, like I said, man, I think if we all came together, came to agreement, and tried to go to Twitch to it, I'm pretty sure they will make some changes. I'm pretty sure they will make some changes. Why can't we as black people as making all this money, all these people who making all this big time money on Twitch? There's this one streamer, Crystal was messaging me out. It's a black dude. He's young and he making like 120,000 a month off of subs alone. And every time he go live, thousands of people in there, 40,000 people in his stream. Twitch doesn't even recognize him.
Wow.
But they recognize Nick Merckx, you know, and it's like, why can't this guy be on the front page or whatever? And this man is out here and he just going live and people just showing him love. And that's what I like about him, is that when he's just going live, people just showing him love. And that's a black man. I don't have anything against him. I'm like, more power to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily go to his chat to speak to him because his chat goes too fast or whatever. I thought about rating him last night, but with my 100 viewers and all of that, I don't know if he would have noticed it. But the whole point is, man, that's just one black brother. What about the rest of us? And he put his own team on. You know what I'm saying? He helped his own team out. You know, it's a whole bunch of other black people out there, and they ain't helping nobody but themselves. And it sucks. More black people need to help each other out, you know, once you get to that high standard spot or whatever. If we do that, you know, more of us could be winning and they will look at us different. But when it's only one or two of us out of a room of 100, they look at us like we're not supposed to be there. But if it's 50-50, they'll start respecting us more. That's what I feel like.
I agree. It's unity, folks. Unity. So one of the things we touched on when we were on your channel a couple of months ago is we talked about the subject of, like, and it's a big if we had our own platform.
That part.
If we had our own platform, like, let's just say we checked all the boxes. Let's say we did all of the things in which we're talking about right now, and we still can't seem to kick the door down when it comes to respect on this platform. You know, what would it take for us to be able to just band together and to start something else, you know, that would rival this platform?
See, my voice only could get so far within the community. Now, let's say I did have 100,000 people follow me and I went viral off of something and 100,000 people looked at me. Now, my voice can be heard by multiple people, like way more people. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna take somebody that is bigger than me to get other people that's like me and us all to say something that, hey, why don't we come up with our own thing, our own platform? Why don't we band together and try to come up with that? Because I'm pretty sure there's so many of us that are business people who got degrees, law degrees, and can get all this stuff written up, LLCs and all of that type of stuff. And we can start our own business and we can make money and keep it within ourselves. We can do our own thing instead of depending on other people. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Depending on this platform, which only pay you $2.50 every sub that you get, you know, and you spending way more just to give the person, the $2.50, $3 or whatever it is. So
Again, I think it's gonna take, coming together and people standing up saying, hey, I can do this, and that person saying, hey, I can do that. Let's, let those voices be elevated and people stand up and we can just get this done.
exactly.
If it ever can. Bro, I never forgot about that. Like, I never forgot about that. Me and Bearded were talking about this the other day.
I think of
You
it all
know,
the time. And I think
like,
that we could do it. If a few of us come together, we could honestly do it ourselves. And we could make this, happen. Where we come up with our own platform. We just need to find the right people to work with that's gonna build our platform for us. You get what I'm saying? And we can do it. And we can be our own bosses. And we can get the people in the community to help us out and work for us. Just like that. Everybody can make some money off of this. Because we already sit here all day. Some of us sit here all day and mod for people. Why not sit here all day and you can make money and be helping people? You know what I'm saying?
right,
And we could be doing our own platform. And we won't even have to come look at this at all. And then they're going to look at, and then it's going to be coming to the point where we're going to grow so much that Twitch is going to be like, hey, can we buy y'all out?
yeah,
And all of that type of stuff. And we be like, no, you can't buy us out.
right,
Thank you.
right.
So
Facts,
I think
facts.
I think that's all
Oh,
it takes. It just takes a lot of us to agree with it and actually go for it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Put your money where your mouth is. If y'all really want to do it, we can do it. But before the end of this year, we can be done. 2023, we can have our own platform and we can be doing our own thing. Y'all talk about TwitchCon, we can be having our own thing or whatever, coming together, hanging out, all of that type of stuff.
Right. So, do you believe that? I don't know if it's still going on right now. I haven't heard a lot about it, but I know last year we were experiencing a lot of hate raids and things of that nature. Do you think that those actions pushed some of the black content creators off the platform, or do you think that it made us stronger and more unified?
I see some of us more unified with the whole situation. I have not seen a hate raid in months, honestly. But we come to find out that hate raids are done by people who come to your stream who just don't like you,
Mm,
and they're paying for it. Which is the dumbest thing in the world. If you just don't like somebody, just don't go to their page. I don't know why you would even go to their page if you don't like
right,
them. But like I said, man, the whole hate raids have scared some people away. Some people I haven't seen on Twitch in months. Some one girl, Mojo Jojo, she got hate rated or bot rated. I think it was bot rated, and she's still here. She took it and did what she did. TSG, he got bot rated before as well. Just recently, he took it, fixed it, and he's still here. You know, um, it just makes you realize that there's just nasty people out there that are always lurking, always looking, to see you fail and see you quit.
right,
So, um, in our community, I think we band together more. I don't necessarily see all the other black communities that how they band together and stuff like that. I try to hang out with them, but at the same time, some of them just don't. They just don't like. I don't know if they don't like me or what it is. They just don't want to connect. You know.
it's really hard to tell, to be honest, man. And life is just way too short to just wonder, like, why are you
Hmm.
the way that you are, or why do you do what you do? We just need to be focusing on the people that actually want to be a part of our life and that
Right.
actually want to grow and get to know each other,
Hmm.
and not just focus on the people who don't like us. Because the fact is, I mean, you already said, we're not going to be for everyone. Everyone's not going to want to support us, and it is what it is. I feel like that percentage is small, but in the grand scheme of things, but if we just keep doing what it is we do, we'll be fine.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I see it as well. Sometimes, but people are like when people are really high on life, That is the point where I see a lot of people want to try to bring you down, and they would do whatever they can to burn your building down to the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
Is when you at your highest point, being happiest in life. And like I say it all the time, man. Look, when God bless you with something, the devil's always gonna be there to try to take it away, no matter
Facts.
what. He wants you if you not playing for his team, that is when he bothers you the most. If he ain't bothering you, you might be playing for his team.
Okay.
So that's what I say to people, all the time. Y'all have to understand that you gonna have when you pray for something, God is gonna answer, and the devil's gonna answer too. You just got to make your choices on which one you gonna respond to.
Right.
So a lot of people, when somebody say something bad about them, they go to crying and they do that and they be ready to give up on life. Don't give up, man. Just don't even listen to people. I tell them like on Twitter and all that. I've learned myself block, mute, delete people so that you don't have to see it. Keep your circle, you know, close or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
So,
Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. Yeah. A smaller circle definitely leaves less room for snakes and drama
hmm
and all of that different type of stuff. So we got one more question here, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Um, what advice would you give a black content creator who wants to be a Twitch partner?
that wants to hit Twitch partner,
Mhm.
man, um, you're gonna go through some trials. You're gonna go through a lot. Gotta keep grinding. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough. You might need to make some changes, but just don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough or whatever. Because Twitch grinding for partner is not easy. To get 75 people to like you for a whole month every time you go live is difficult. As a black person and anything in life is difficult. Um, just keep going. Don't give up on your dream to be a Twitch partner. It might not come now, might not come tomorrow. But if you continue on, it may happen. If it may not happen, guess what? Try YouTube partner. Try what's the other platform that everybody's on now?
What?
Um,
Trovo?
what's that? Trovo. Try Trovo. Try that. If Twitch is not the place for you, try these other platforms. Don't always stick to the one basket. Just trying to get that purple check mark because it's hard to get consistency of 75 people in there. And then guess what? Your fate is not on the 75 people anymore. Your fate is now on Twitch. Now, then they're gonna look at you at your profile, and now they don't give you a week. They've been giving people a month or 2 months to respond. So now that you applied, now you have not 1 month or 2 months until they actually respond to you, and you have to keep a 75 average still for them to say, "Hey, we gonna let you in." So it's difficult, but not everything in life is easy. So the difficult things in life, take your time with it and keep going.
Right. Right. All right. So here's a bonus question, and I want you to be real.
hmm
Critique me based on what you see, based on what you know. What could I do better to be a more effective content creator?
You yourself, man, you muscle. Uh, you got everything in there, man. You got everything in there. It's just people need to come hang out with you. Honestly, they don't understand that you have a life. You live honestly. Because you can't be in everybody's stream.
Right.
You gonna hang out with the people that's in your circle, and I've noticed that. That you hang out with a lot of people that's in your circle or whatever. Um, Other than that, nothing, man. nothing. I don't see anything bad that you do at all. You talk during the stream, you play the video game during the stream, you do all of that. Continue to inspire, preach, teach, and reach. You do
Right.
all of that. Um, it's just finding the people to come hang out with you because I know your schedule used to change a lot as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I know that's the part that I've noticed with you. Your channel, your stream is whenever you can stream. And a lot of times, like I said, you can't stream because you have kids, you have family, you have a life, and that's one thing. But it's just having the people to actually come see you and actually be like, okay, this is a cool dude. And it's what it is like I said again, a lot of people, it comes on them that they don't give people a lot of time. They don't like they just look at people and they're like, well, based off looks, they're like, nah, it's not for me. Not for me. And people now need to stop doing that. They need to stop and just give somebody a chance. Go to their stream, hang out with you once, hang out with you again, get to know you as a person. They get to know you because, like I said, when I first saw you, I was like, who is this guy? Who's this big dude? I was like, who's this Incredible Hulk dude? And all of that. I was like, is he famous or something? I was like, okay, I found him on Twitter. And I was like, is he famous? He's got all these followers on Twitter. I was like, okay, he's got all this inspiration. I was like, I need to go to his stream. I was like, okay. And then like I said, Shar posted that she was doing an interview and I missed the interview and I actually got to hang out with you after. And I was like, let me go ahead and sit there and I talked to you. Sat there and you streamed. I think that was the first time me and you had a conversation. We just sat there and he was like, hey, SB, how you doing? And this and that, blah, blah, blah. He was telling me about Biggie, and I think Biggie had popped up or something like that
Right.
as well. And all that. And then they were telling me about who you were and all of that type of stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. All right. Hang out with this guy. I'm going to get to know him. Come back to a stream and hang out again. Then the second time I saw you, the kids popped up and everything. And then I started looking into your profile on Twitter and I was like, okay. He's posting pictures of his family. He's a family man. He does this. He does that. And I'm like, he always flexing though. I'm like, come on. So I was like, okay, I kind of got to get to know you as a person because I took the time and the opportunity to actually sit in your stream and listen to what you were saying. And I took all of that in, everything about you in. And that communication is what people lack, is actually trying to get to know the streamer and who
Right.
they are. So that's the only thing I see is that people don't give you the time of day when they should, give you that.
Gotcha.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Oh, and
I
you don't play a lot of music either. You do play some. You do play some, but
yeah.
you know.
You see, I'm always, no matter what it is in life, I try to remain an open book and
Yeah.
learn whatever I can. That's what life is about. Learning and adjusting and adapting and configuring. And I'm a firm believer in asking people who are in positions that I desire to be in. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because Twitch partner is something that I would like to be able to reach one day. It doesn't have to happen in 6 months or 7 months or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
it's not necessarily my top tier goal, but it is something that I do want.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure it's something that everybody here wants. It doesn't happen for us at the same time, but
Mhm.
as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing and getting to know people along the way, I don't care if it takes a year or two. Doesn't
See,
matter.
and that's the thing. See, you have something I want, and I have something that you may want, and it's both going to take us both time and patience that we're both going to get there one day. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have the family, you married, you got your wife, she's always there with you, she's supportive and everything. She takes care of the kids, all of that. You have all of that. And you get to take pictures with her and your whole family there and all of that. And I have Twitch partner, and I have the views, I have the people and all of that. And it's like I will put this partner away to have that one person by my side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just to have that family vibe 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I
That's
feel
how
it.
I feel.
I feel it, and that's okay, man. We all have. Everybody has a little bit of something that the other person may
Yeah,
desire, but patience is a virtue,
patience
and
is.
it will come definitely, absolutely. So, my man, in closing, we got quite a few people here. Is there anything that you would like to say as a lasting impression? Because tomorrow's not promised, and
I don't know.
you know,
I thought that they may would have questions for any one of us, but do you guys
well,
have any questions?
well, that's a good question. Does anybody here have any questions for me or my man here, SB? We got a little bit more time. If you got anything you want to ask, throw it on the table. Like, real talk. Let's see. Let's see.
I
Oh
would like
yeah,
Twitch partner as well. One journey, make it count.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, for me, it's not really it's not a rush to the top of the mountain. I know
Mm,
some people who burn themselves out trying to get to that status, that partner status, and then
mm,
they stream every day. I think you had made mention. One thing that I remember you saying around the time I had met you
uh,
was some of y'all stream too much. You're greedy. You stream too much. Which we're talking about the
it,
people that stream 6, 7, 8 days a week, 8 days, 7 days a week. And it's true. Just because you stream more doesn't mean that you're going to grow faster. And yeah, I
I
learned
think,
that like a long time ago.
yeah, yeah, and it's just things that you see on Twitch all the time. You see what people do and how they move and stuff, and you're just like, don't do this, don't do this, don't make that mistake. And I mean, a lot of people are afraid to say it because a lot of people are just their followers, And we need more leaders out there like yourself and stuff like that. But I think D had a question.
Let's see. Uh, Sassy says, if someone doesn't feel that they have a great personality, how can they make changes to still be entertaining? Hmm. You know what? The thing about personality types, there's always going to be, I like to say your tribe. There's always going to be people out there who love you for you and who will
Hmm.
support you for you. We said this a
Hmm.
while back that everyone's not for everybody. Like my personality may not be for everybody, and some people may get it, some people might not. But as far as like changes that you could make, if we're talking, are we talking about streaming? We talking about if that's what we're talking about, then you can probably do things like play games that are gonna cause the community to engage with each other, possibly like
Yeah.
marbles, um,
Birds on stream.
that stuff like that can get people talking, perhaps. If we're talking about streaming, you got anything you want to add?
No, D's question was very hard for myself. Um, Man, honestly, yeah. I mean, people come based off your personality. Honest, I truly believe that people love you off your personality, who you are as a person versus a gamer. Um, but if you don't really have a personality, which we all do, you just have to show people. People see your personality no matter what.
Right.
Um, we know you don't like to talk as much and you're kind of shy person, but you do have a personality, and we see it every day when you're in people's stream. You are a supporter for one, you are a great friend for two, and you're out here in these streams and you preaching when people make comments. And I see you on Twitter. You do have a personality. Just when you go live, you're just a little shy because you're not used to that camera and everybody all eyes on you. You would get used to it though, and your personality is gonna come out more. So you continue to bring that out and show people who you are, D. So
Right.
that's it for her.
Bearded Legend says he would like to say that let me see, Bearded is the best friend that anyone could ever have, and his beard is better than his wig.
Dang.
Oh man, I thought we were gonna escape that. But hey, it's okay. That's love right there. That's love. One Journey, I appreciate that, my man. Thank you. Luna says, I don't have a question. Just wanted to say you guys are doing an awesome job. Keep
Oh, One
shining,
Journey is a
Kings.
lady. That's a
Oh,
female.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she's funny,
So,
but she does preach on her stream, and she plays video games. She tells some truth.
okay.
But yeah, she's a good person. She's cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. Peaches. Been a supporter on Twitch since 2017. I'm enjoying hanging out and having fun with y'all. Just going with the flow. Love it. Love it. White Hammer says, okay, you lose people you call friends because you was doing more than they was and you was growing and they wasn't when you were going for partner. That's to you.
Well, it comes to this point where people feel like they're better than you. No matter what, they look at you and they're like, "What is he doing that I'm not doing?" You really like that? That's how people think a lot. They're like, What? Y'all call that funny?" Because I had friends that actually, used to sit in Discord and they used to say, "This is what they said about you," and whatever, y'all, and stuff like that.
Right.
So you have those type of friends that will come and say hey to you, and then they, at the end of the day, they talk about you as well. But yeah, I have lost a few people. I lost a few friends over Twitch and people, on my growth and stuff like that because they felt like, you know, I said this before, if they can't benefit from your success, then they call you fake. I said that on Twitter once. And I
Yeah.
believe in that statement a lot because if people can't benefit from you, then they start talking about you. And you lose friends. Not necessarily they were your friends. Now they just didn't show you that they were really your enemy. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so you get that kind of vibe no matter what. You get people who unfollow you all the time, and it happens. So you just keep
Thanks.
moving.
Thanks. I agree. Got Saint on the game in the chat. Saint, it's been a minute, man. How have you been? I'm still waiting on you, my guy. Still waiting on you. It's been on a bit of a break, which is important. Taking breaks as well. I remember I took my break back in March. I remember we had words around that time. You gave me some encouraging words around that time period that I took that break. And yeah, hopefully you come back soon, Saint. Hopefully all is well with you, my guy. There is a lack of genuine people not only on Twitch, but everywhere. Yes, you're right, Kalar. Everywhere. It ain't just Twitch. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Came in with the raise somewhere. We are the certified. What are the certified facts we're talking about? Oh, well, welcome on in. Van Tornado 1. We're actually just wrapping up our podcast soon. We were talking about basically a lot of things in which streamers would, be interested in hearing when it comes to growing and maybe some strategies in which you might not have thought about. This was basically a podcast of me getting to know my man SB1987 here, who's a Twitch partner, giving us some diamonds and some jewels to help us out. Let me see. What are your views on breaks? You want to take that one first?
Breaks, and we all deserve them. We all need them. I would say, look, if you work Monday through Friday and you network and you go to work as well, I believe you should be able to take Saturday and Sunday off. If you feel like it, you have every right to take time away from Twitch. Twitch is it's let's say it's toxic. There's a lot of struggles with it. A lot of people struggle with going live and all of that. Just networking itself, it's a lot. So I would say take a break, as long as you want. A week, 2 weeks, a month. It's a break. Take your time to come back when you feel like it. Try not to come back to the same environment though. Um, but yeah, I think breaks, views on breaks. I think everybody should take one. If I'm taking a vacation, I should take a break from everything. And people should understand that you have a life, and you should be able to live your life outside of Twitch. So that's my view.
I agree. I really don't have anything to add to that. You know, I definitely am a heavy advocate of breaks. Heavy advocate, especially when you have a lot of things going on in your life. I do know streamers that are literally scared of taking a break. Like they're scared of taking a break, you know,
Hmm.
because they feel like they're going to lose their viewership or they're going to
Hmm.
miss out on, you know, some sort of financial gain. Whatever. Everyone's case is different, you know, but I don't feel like you should be afraid to take a break. We're not robots. You know, we have to
Yeah.
rest. We gotta rest. You gotta back up sometimes and feel rejuvenated, we'll say.
Hmm.
White Hammer had a question for me, asking me what got me into streaming and what was the first game that I played. So I got into streaming. Like I said, I've been watching Twitch since it was just in TV. So I've been watching Twitch for a long time, but I just never had a desire to stream. Um, 2020 came around, and we said this in the beginning of the stream. You know, the pandemic hit. My place of business was closed, so I had to do a lot of things like elsewhere. A lot of uncertainty, and it was around the time a lot of people were streaming, so I decided to just throw my name in the hat too. Also, you know, without getting, you know, too deep into detail, I was going through some stuff in my family. Quite a few losses that put me in a pretty dark space, and I found that streaming was a way to pull me out of that spot in which I was in, which I'm no longer in, by the way. First game I ever streamed was, I want to say it was Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think that was the first game I ever streamed on Twitch. Yeah. Here's another question down this way. Do y'all think Twitch enforces their TOS equally? I know there was a situation earlier when someone got a week ban that when we should have been so we talked about that.
Mhm.
We did talk about that. Maybe you would be a little bit more suitable to answer that question since you got you know a little bit more experience than I do. Do you think that there's
I
some equality?
honestly, we are not all created. We're not all equal. Let's just say that. Even on Twitch or off Twitch, we're not all equal at all. Um, Certain races are treated better than others, and it's clear all across the board. No matter what, you can go into a store with your friend, and you guys could go in two different directions. One of you could be watched, and the other one won't be watched. It's going to happen no matter what. It's not created equal. That person should have been banned from the stream from the platform completely. I know somebody who pulled a gun out on stream
Yeah.
and wasn't banned for until a whole month later completely from pulling a gun out on stream. Now, let's just say that person was lighter than us. Now, we would get banned if me and him start an argument and we start calling each other N-words and all that type of stuff and going after each other family. I'm pretty sure one of us would get perma-banned from it. More likely, he probably would, because he's not a partner. They gonna look at our stats and see who bring in more money, for one, and then two, you know, it is what it is. They look at us as a person. They look at who we are by our skin color. So they don't get the information from us. They don't come to us and say, "Hey, what happened?" They don't. They just make a decision. It's somebody on the keyboard who look at your profile, and based off of that, they just go ahead and ban you, just like that. Quick decision. And a lot of times, we get banned more than any other race. Let's just say that.
There you have it. Definitely no equality in that regards because, like I said, we talked about that in 7 days. That's unbelievable. Truthfully, that's really, and it says a lot about the platform. It says a lot about the platform. It really does. But yeah, let me see. What people forget is that Twitch is a business. Money matter. Yeah, money does matter. I agree. But all money isn't good money. At the end of the day, I shared a tweet earlier from a streamer who's a VTuber and pretty successful one at that. And they basically said, you don't have to compromise who you are or compromise your morals to become successful on the platform. You don't have to do those things, just be you. And I'm thinking, I don't know who the woman is that did what she did. I don't know what her numbers were looking like. Let's just say she was in a position to where she wasn't really pulling in a lot and she felt like she needed to pull the trigger and do something to get somebody's attention. And sure enough, she did. And the fact that she's not permanently banned, she's going to have viewership now.
Yeah, she'll definitely have viewership. She'll have a lot of viewership, and that's what I said earlier. She's gonna be bringing in money from people who just want to see her for no reason, just because she made a video. She got clout off of some stupidness, and now she's famous. I'm pretty sure there's people right now looking up her profile, following her. She probably got like a whole bunch of follows. Twitch sees that. Twitch sees everything. They might not say anything, but they see everything. So
Right.
that's why she's not banned. That's why she's not permanently banned. And will they do it? They might do it later on. But like I said, they're gonna look and see if she's gonna bring in some money. And that's what's gonna happen because she's out there on all platforms now that everybody sees. Oh, Twitch person gets banned for 7 days for having sex, whatever. Now that's just all over social media. I'm pretty sure it's been on some news outlets, on some TVs, on something. Pretty sure it's on World Star, all of that.
Right.
So think about it. She famous now. She famous. Little skinny old girl right there. Famous for that. Drinking
Terrible.
soda can, whatever she was doing on the PC, whatever. Now she's famous. The person in the background, he'll never be seen again.
Right.
She gonna leave him and she gonna find somebody else. And it is what it is. I'm pretty sure that's how the process is gonna happen. So
Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in. That's the world we live in.
yeah.
Does anybody else have any more questions? If drop them down. While we're still here. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and give you that plug, SB. Like, tell us your streaming schedule.
Oh, my schedule. Right now it is Wednesday and Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might go back to streaming on Mondays. I might start streaming on Sundays. If my channel ever grows more than what it is, I will start streaming more. I would try my best to go full time, but it all depends on the community and more people, and all that. But right now I'm streaming only Wednesday and Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, check my man out. Wednesdays and Fridays at 5:30 EST. And I'm trying to think, what game are you currently playing right now?
Whew, I'm playing. Look, off stream. I'll be honest with you. I play a lot of games off stream. I play
Yeah.
Fortnite. I play Call of Duty. I play Dead by Daylight. I'm going to start the Corey over probably tomorrow, and because I want to finish the game and I want to get everybody survived. And yeah, I like to play horror games, and I'm gonna actually start playing this game on Steam. It's called Hello Neighbor. But it's one
yeah.
where you can get a whole bunch of people and you try to find your way outside of the house and stuff like that. I play a lot of games off stream because when I'm streaming, it's hard to play the game with
Yes,
people
it
that's in the
is.
chat. So
Yeah.
I
Really
just give
hard.
people time, and I'm like, I could play the game off stream anytime I want to. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
don't nobody really come to watch me play the game. They just want to, have a good time. So
Right. Anytime I play, I like Fortnite a lot. Anytime I play Fortnite on stream, it's so hard for me to like focus on
Focus.
the chat, man, because I'm trying to not die, man. I'm trying to win here. So,
Uh-huh.
but you don't want to neglect your chat either. So that hasn't, to me, I don't feel like that's a very streamer friendly game. But yeah, I'm kind of the opposite, truthfully. I don't really get an opportunity. It's all about time when I say I don't get an opportunity to play games offline. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I've been playing Fortnite, been playing Xenoblade. I'm a big RPG fan. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Or if I'm not playing video games, I'm watching anime. So I love anime. I actually would choose that over playing video games. It has to be one or the other.
Oh man, I'm watching Bleach and I'm still trying to finish it. It's so hard to finish it. Um,
Try finishing One Piece if you think that's hard.
One Piece, how many seasons is in One Piece?
I don't know, man. It's like 1,000 episodes. Let's just put it like
Oh
that.
my god. I think Bleach is like 400 or something like that. And I'm only
It's up
like,
there.
yeah, I'm trying to finish it before the final season comes out or whatever. But it's just difficult, man. It's difficult to watch TV because once you start watching TV, it's like you start falling
Right.
asleep
hmm
and everything. I played Devour and Ghost Hunt. Phasmo, I have it downloaded, but I have not played it yet. And look, Phasmo might be different with somebody whispering in my ear and all that. Nah, I don't know if I'm ready to do all that on camera. Um, but it's just it's so much like so many games out there that I have. Like I love to play Just Dance for my cardio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and I'll dance for like 2 hours and I'll be sweating and I'll just be like just hanging out just dancing. I haven't played Just Dance on stream in a long time, but I have like over 100 plus 200 plus games and they're just sitting there in my library. I played all of them. But I just as you get, I guess sometimes as you get older, it's like you don't really necessarily care too much to play the game. I mean, I'll play with anybody who want to ask, like, "Hey, you got time to play the game?" Pull
Right.
up. I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll play." The Fall Guys, I'm not really a fan of, but I'll play it. Dying Light, I beat part one like a million times. I love it. Part two, I haven't even tried it yet. I still have it though. Just haven't played it. Mortal Kombat, all them type of games. GTA, all of that. So,
I think the older I get, I'm more so I'm like at this point where I want to play with other people more so than by myself
uh-huh.
because I can't,
Yeah.
I don't want to play the game alone. I want to play with somebody else. So if I can't
mean,
play with anybody, I won't do it.
I'm used to playing the game by myself, but I would love I mean, I play the game with a few people and stuff like that, and it's like it is more fun actually playing with your friends and stuff like that. I like to play off stream because I don't have to worry. Excuse me. I don't have to worry about the chat and stuff, and it's like I don't have to worry about people talking and raids coming in and stuff. I could just play the game and focus, and it's just a different vibe. So yeah, I don't think I even have you as a friend on Fortnite yet. But
we gotta change that.
yeah, because sometimes I be playing with Ebony them and they be dying and stuff and all of that. I gotta carry them.
You
and
can't,
it's
you
like,
can't, you can't play with them, man. You can't play with her. You can't play with Queen because you already know it's over
yeah.
with. It's over with. I think I'm gonna get down on some tonight. So, like I said, after this is over with, I'll send you my info. And
I
we
was
can.
gonna say, man, look, playing with Char, she be like, where you go? Which way? Wait, she asked it. See how she asked the question?
What?
She said, how did you and Tyrone meet? There is look, playing the game with her, she's like, wait, where y'all at? Where? Which way? Which way do I go? Why y'all leave me here? That's how she be like. She's always doing it. She's like, wait a minute. And she like, never mind. I got it myself. She do all of that. And I'm like, gotta carry her in the game. And then she'll sell out and act like she did everything, and all that. I'm like, whatever. And don't be
Look,
talking about my sister Hawk. What you mean? Get out of here. Oh, you lucky this is an interview and this ain't my stream.
my man holding back. Yeah, man. It's all fun at the end of the day. I get a lot more enjoyment out of playing with other people versus by myself. Fortnite ain't no fun when you
Yeah, I
play by
mean, I
yourself
played a
anyway.
game with Hawk as well. Have you played a game with Hawk?
I have not.
Man, he's
Mm-mm.
horrible, man. Don't play the game with him. If you ever play DVD with him, he horrible. He's one of those people that he's the first one to die. He's like Shar, the first one to die. Always get and I bet they all carry SB. SB simply a bully. Look, anyway, no,
Oh,
I'm
come
just
on.
telling the truth. They are horrible at playing the game. Talk me like SB, y'all. I'm dead. Y'all get out of here. He'll do all of that, and I'm like, Hawk, you always the first one to die. Thank you for being the bait in the game. And yeah, man, it's actually fun playing the game with them, honestly, because it's like playing with your friends, people that some of you never get to meet, and it's
Right.
like y'all are so close, but you just are so far away at the same time, and it's like it's a blessing and it's fun to actually wind down and have some fun with people that you like. I would say like, okay, so like you'll see a lot of people in my stream, VIPs, mods, and you would think that they are closer to me,
Right.
and it's like they're not, they're just there all the time. Some of them are close to me, and it's like when we get off stream, they'll like some people message me like, "Hey, you want to play the game?" Like, cool, yeah. And then they'll be like, "SB is just one of us, he's just a normal guy." And a lot of people just don't, they don't know that. Am I going to TwitchCon? No, I canceled my plans. I was gonna go to TwitchCon, but I decided not to go to TwitchCon. Um, I might be doing something else though, hopefully. But yeah, I've decided because of their, they have some issues that they need to fix, and with the monkeypox and all that stuff that's going on, I don't feel like going to get sick by anybody else that's gonna come there sick because out of all those people that are gonna be there, somebody finna come and get everybody sick.
All right.
And I'm not trying to get monkeypox. I love to meet up with people, but I don't necessarily need to meet y'all at TwitchCon. We can make plans to all meet somewhere else.
See, okay, so you've opened up a can of worms because I've been talking a lot about this lately.
Yeah.
About, we a lot of us here, we talk in chats, we talk in DMs,
Uh,
and some of us even stay in the same state. I mean, you stay in Florida with me.
uh-huh. Mhm.
Um, there's a couple of other streamers in here who are in Florida. We need to make something happen because after I met Bearded last weekend and his Mrs. Bearded,
Yeah.
again, it felt like we had known each other forever,
Yeah.
and we were actually like, you ever been like, remember like when you were a kid and you were playing with your friends and you didn't want them to go home, you started getting all upset and stuff.
Yeah, and it's that time that they gotta go. It's like, man,
Yeah,
I'ma miss you. I'ma miss you, man. I'm catching
yeah,
tomorrow.
right.
I'll catch you on the game.
You done already hugged them like 2 or 3 times. Like they gotta go, man. They gotta go. That's how we felt. I was like, you know what? I want to meet more of the people that I talk to every day. So I'm trying to make plans. Going in the next year to go see some of these people. I'm gonna,
I saw that. I
yeah,
saw that.
I want to go.
I'm trying to do the same thing, brother. I'm trying
Right,
to do the same thing.
right. I mean, this is all good. This is fun. But we get one life to live, and it just would be an honor to be able to meet some of these people that we laugh with and that we clown with and joke with and play games with. Because
Yeah. I mean, because people don't understand that, man, look, we are not promised a minute. A minute. We not promised today. We not promised tomorrow. We not promised to lay our heads back down and go back to sleep or wake up. So it's like we get to see each other all the time. We expect to see each other every day.
yeah,
But we don't know that some of us have long-term illnesses and things, and something might happen. Car accident, something, God forbid, that nothing happens to us or whatever.
yeah,
But you know, so it's like we should try or whatever. We should try to make plans to meet up with each other or whatever. Me, I'm off for 4 days right now. I have 4 days off. And my next time off is like what in October. I have what 4 or 5 days off in October, and I still have like 100 hours that I need to use up or whatever. So I have time. It's just people need to make plans.
That
and
part.
stuff like that.
That part. We got another question. Vin Tornado says, should streamers be banned for things off stream? Like if they say something on Twitter, should they be banned? So like if you say, let's just say you say something off the wall on Twitter, should Twitch take the initiative to ban you?
It depends on exactly what you're gonna say. If you say something like, "Hey, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna do something to you or to your wife," or something like that, you know, of course. I mean, but you got to understand, if whatever job that you work at, you are represented by that company, everywhere you go and whatever you say. So if you do say something on Twitter on another platform and people catch you saying it that is not good for anywhere, they can go ahead and use that information and take it to whatever company you work for and say, "Hey, y'all need to fire this person." So yeah, I would say yeah. I mean, you just have to watch what you say, honestly.
Like the severity of it, absolutely. But I don't know, like if it's something like let's just say it's like a political opinion or something. You know how that can go.
Yeah.
And people have
Yeah.
their different perspectives and different feelings about politics. No, I don't think that Twitch
You
should
shouldn't.
ban somebody over that. But
Mm-mm.
like you said, if you're like threatening the life of somebody's well-being, and or if you're spitting racial slurs or whatnot, yeah, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would carry some weight onto another platform. Another question by Whitehammer says, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I'll go first. So I put it on Twitter a couple of days ago that ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to go to Japan. Never had any type of way to go. Like I said, my family, we didn't do any type of traveling, not even like in the country. We just didn't do anything, nothing. So, and it ended up being one of those things that I would have to make happen myself. So, I've always held on to that dream as far as going to Japan. So I will be going to Tokyo, July of 2023. So I'm already planning for that. Me and some really, really close friends of mine's. Why is because I really, really love the culture of Japan. I love the culture. I love the food, just everything about it. Love anime, of course. That's where it was, or that's where the origins of anime is from. It's Japan. But yeah, that's me. That's definitely want to head to Japan next
That is
summer.
amazing. Um, I would love to go there. I would love to go to China over there in that whole region. Actually, check it out. See what it's about. Right now, no. But I would love to go to Maldives. That is somewhere I would love to go check out and just see what it's like over there in the Maldives. Um, I don't know. It's just a beautiful place. It looks like it to me. Just those little islands, and the water and all that type of stuff, and just to escape everything. You know. So that's my little thing where I would love to go.
Nice. Have you ever been to like any of the default, I won't say default, but any of the places that people typically say that they've been, like Jamaica or Bahamas or Hawaii? Have you been to these places?
I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Nicaragua. That is where my father is from. So I've been there twice. In Jamaica, I've been there once. Bahamas, I've been there once as well. Um, so yeah, I would love to go to Turks or Barbados next year, but I don't want to go by myself. I'm one of those people who I would love to have somebody to go with me or whatever, and that whole type of deal. The other trips was the family trips, and it was cool or whatever. So yeah, that's about it.
Nice, nice. That's like I said, I feel like I'm at the prime of my life right now when it comes to doing things I actually want to do. Which is why you too, why we work so much, why
Um,
we sacrifice so much. For me, it's work and home, work than home and
It,
saving up money.
it truly is, man. For me, is work, home, bills,
Right.
work, home, bills.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
constantly. I save up some money, but it's hard. It's hard
Very
to
hard.
do it
Very hard. Yes, it
with
is.
what prices of everything right now. It is definitely just difficult to save money and how the stock market is and everything and crypto, everything crashing. And it's like I took my money out and I've been using it for things that I need and stuff like that. And it's like you never know, you know? So it's like you try to save whatever you can. And I honestly, I can take trips around, the US, but going out of the country, man, right
Mhm.
now that'll be
Yeah.
hard. That's
Yeah.
gonna take that's a lot of saving and you gotta take, that's two pockets or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. If you can, and that's the same thing with all of you in chat here, because I've talked to people who have literally said, like, I would ask a question. I ask a lot of questions on Twitter, like,
mhm.
when was the last time you've been on vacation? And I get replies like, what's a vacation? Or when I was in middle school, and we're talking about like grown men and women. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, wow. And because me and Crafty were just talking about this in the car the other day, we
Uh-huh.
we just started vacationing in 2014 is
Hmm.
when we decided we wanted to start creating a tradition for the family. So the
Hmm.
only year we didn't really do anything was this year because things were different. I'm pretty much the primary one that is bringing everything in. While she takes care of home. That was a decision we had to make, of course. But you're right though, man. When you got a household, whether it's one, two, three, however many kids, the
Hmm.
grocery bill is expensive.
Oh man,
They
bro.
always want to eat. They eat everything. Nothing is safe. Nothing is
Nothing.
safe. No, my water's not even safe.
You can't even buy anything for yourself.
No,
It's everything.
nothing's.
Everything is taken. Bluff, what's going on, Bluff? But yeah, man, it's crazy because I do the same thing, and whatever I buy, I can't even use it. Hot sauce, I can't even touch it.
Get
I
hot
mean, this
sauce, man.
hot sauce, bro. And this
Oh,
man goes in there, he'll make noodles and he'll pour the whole thing of hot sauce in one can of noodles. I don't know. He's like, hey, and whenever I gotta go grocery shopping, he doesn't go. So
yeah.
he's like, yeah, we need hot sauce, we need this. I'm like, what? Wait, what? I'm like, I didn't even touch it. And he's already used it all up. So I got to go grocery shopping in the morning. I go on Sunday morning, early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning or 7, whatever. And I try to get there and get everything when I can and come back. And man, half of the stuff that I get is going to be gone within a few days. And I won't even be able to touch it.
Look, like I said, we definitely can attest to it. Definitely, man. So we our diets are a little different
Uh,
versus like me and Crafty's diet is different than our kids. Our kids will just eat anything, and of course me, I'm very selective with what I eat, but they're growing boys, which means their appetite's getting out of control. So I'm like, shoot, man, like I'm having to like I can't eat like 10 ounces of meat nowadays. I have to like knock that down to 6 just so they
uh-huh.
could eat. And they love Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A is
Uh,
so, bro, it's $50 for the
I
four of
know.
us.
I, bruh,
50.
I know the feeling.
Ugh, $50.
And
And the
that's
kid
just that one meal.
mhm. And the
That's
kids
one meal.
the kids meal's not even cutting it anymore. They get, like I said, they're getting big. Oh, Dad, 6 nuggets ain't enough anymore. Do we have to get the small fry? I'm like, can we get the large? I'm like, yeah, man, whatever, man. Just yeah. So you're right. It's very hard to save money
Mhm.
these days. Very hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to pull back on some stuff in order to just be able to save. Like I can't buy shoes like I used to. I
Yeah.
don't purchase a lot of video games. Like a lot of the
Mhm.
stuff I play a lot of things that are like on PlayStation Now
Yep.
or I'll buy a used game or something free.
You gotta wait until it's like something that you really like, and it's like, boom, it's that one game a year.
Right. Exactly.
Like I
Exactly.
have a few games that I want to buy. God of War is one of them.
Oh man.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is another one, and Dark Pictures have one that's coming out in October. That is one I'm gonna buy. And then I like to play Just Dance, so I'm gonna probably buy Just Dance. So that's 4 games right there. Which brand new games are what, $60?
Yeah,
60
well,
bucks.
well, Last of Us remake is $70. I
I don't
look,
need the remake. I
no,
played the first one. I'm
no,
good.
no. I completely disagree with that. That
You
game
gonna get
didn't.
the new one?
No. I disagree with them remaking that game. I just didn't feel like it was necessary.
Why? Yeah, why did they remake it? I didn't even look at the trailer. Honestly, I thought it was like, is this a movie? Like, I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna look at it. And then I heard you say it was a video game. They remaking the original one. I'm like, why? For
Right.
what? The storyline was perfect. Like, okay, now they're gonna change stuff and it's a new character, right? Or what? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, they doing it for the money.
They
It's
are.
definitely for the money because
They
they
are.
could have just kept it the way it was. They just could have said upscale version or something, but nope, they didn't do it. So SB, I'm excited for the new Dark Pictures. And what else was I gonna say? So yeah, with the food thing, like I would go and get me something. He'll be like, "Where you going?" I said, "I'll be back." He's like, "What you doing? You getting something to eat?" I'm like, "I'll be back. I'll just keep walking.
You can't even be
I'll keep
straight up
walking.
with them.
I will go get myself something to eat, and then when I come back in the house, I'll try to sneak into my room, and he'll come out all the way from this side of the house, walking all the way to my side. What you got? He'll act like he's trying to cut the alarm off, but he'll be looking at my food like, "Did you get me some?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say it." I was like, "You don't eat this. This is cool." I'll tell him like it's Spanish food. You don't want this or whatever. He's like, all of that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Yeah, we gotta hide stuff. Like if we and Crafty go out and get something to eat, we gotta like hide the bags or like hide the evidence because they start investigating. Like, did you get Chick-fil-A? That's an old bag. Are you sure? Like questioning the integrity of whether
Yeah.
whether it was like recent or not. Like it's
Man.
it's not new, son.
You gotta love it.
You
Kids.
do.
Kids.
White Hammer says if you both watch UFC, would you? Let me see. Who would you like to see fight? I'm actually not into UFC, White Hammer.
I used to watch UFC, but I don't watch it anymore because Twitch pretty much takes over life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But UFC, I couldn't tell you who I would like to see fight. It is interesting at a point, but then right now it's just not that interesting to me because Twitch and everything else is, so I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
Twitch definitely has taken over like my TV time. This is my entertainment. Like I don't watch it. I won't even have cable to be honest with you. We stream everything, Netflix, Hulu, Pluto, stuff like that. YouTube and Twitch, and that's it. That is
Yeah,
it.
100%, man.
All right, so my man, we about to get ready to raid out. And before we do, I just want to once again thank you so much for sitting up here with me and cutting that time out throughout your day.
Oh, no
Yes,
problem.
you
It started raining and everything, and it was like I don't really have any much to do. Besides, I was gonna hang out in a few streams. I didn't. I said 2 hours because you
Mhm.
just never know, something might come up or anything like that. But
And
it's
it
been
did it.
3 hours, and it's been
Did.
great.
We wrapped up at 2, and then everything else was like extra
Yeah.
that came up. Okay. So what we're gonna do, folks? You all have been amazing, by the way. Let me go ahead and give you all a round of applause if we can get this stream deck acting right. But you all have been amazing. Thank you so much for the company, the questions, certified community showing up and showing out. Best family on Twitch, hands down. And I said that it is what
I
it is.
appreciate
I'm
that.
definitely happy to be a part of this squad and for many more years to come. Old man Bourbon, I'm so good to see you, man. Thank you for that raid. I appreciate you. So we are going to raid out to a family member. Let's see. We're going to JoJo's channel.
Oh, I was thinking of her and somebody else. That's a good one.
And she's playing some Apex right now.
She sure is.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's get this started. You got any more plans for the weekend, my man?
Oh, I plan on going fishing. So if I don't go in the morning, I think I'm gonna go in the evening time one of these days, and
Uh-huh.
then I think I'm gonna randomly stream Monday. I might, yeah. We have a plan that we was gonna stream Monday morning and then in the afternoon, just to raid out the people and just have, just do a random stream, whatever. Just do whatever.
Gotcha.
So that's really my plan and wash clothes.
Hey, that's just life right there, man. I feel you. All right, we're gonna get this raid started, folks. Y'all have a great evening. We definitely appreciate everybody here. At the end of the day, hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully you did. If I could just sum up the whole podcast, human interaction, be yourself, and just get out there and make friends and genuine connections. So
Right.
we're going to get this raid started. Remember, go pay my man SB 1987 a visit every Wednesday and Friday at 5:30 p.m.